Welcome, heroes, and thank you for joining us at Action Dice Tabletop Gaming, where we play the Marvel Multiverse role-playing game and take you to where the action is. Today's episode is a special one, a dark hold of horrors that we are just dying to tell you. Marvel Zombies. My name is Paste, and with me as always, fresh from the Essex Corp cloning facility, Copy.
Pretty sure you're the clone, buddy. Now, if you're going to survive a zombie apocalypse, you're going to want a bow, a plan, and a whole lot of attitude. So naturally, we're going to be playing Clint Barton, Hawkeye. A sarcastic sharpshooter with perfect aim, Clint relies on grit, instinct, and a quiver full of trick arrows to hit every target that matters. And joining Clint in this sadistic survival scenario is the newest hero to bear the name Wolverine, Laura Kinney. Born in a lab and trained to kill, Laura fights to prove she's more than the weapon she was made to be. With her healing factor, adamantium claws, and feral precision, she's the heir to Logan's brutal legacy.
Our heroes find themselves on Earth 2149, the dreaded Marvel zombie universe, where the undead roam, heroes have fallen, and survival is anything but guaranteed. Our heroes will have to fight Arrowhead and Claw through this nightmare world and forge uneasy alliances in order to find their way home. So go grab your labubu's and let's roll some dice. Ready?
Set.
Action. You find yourself in a cavernous laboratory. The sounds of broken machinery is whirling and whining. An AIM insignia sign is barely hanging onto the wall at an awkward angle. Workstations lie overturned and research papers scatter across the floor like snow. Lying on top of these overturned workstations and sprawled across the floor are several yellow-suited scientists, as which we know as to be these AIM uniforms.
Or beekeepers.
In the quiet that follows this battle, you get the feeling that though this mission is completed, the secrets buried deep within this laboratory are far from done with you both. But how did Laura and Hawkeye get here, you ask? Well, in order to answer that question, we're gonna have to wind the clock back about 6 hours or so. There's a chill autumn breeze blowing through the streets of Lower East Side Manhattan. Children are running, dashing, laughing, knocking on doors, and asking, trick or treat! For tonight is Halloween. Slightly above it all, in an old apartment that's sparsely decorated and smelling of old cigar smoke and cheap whiskey, is where we're going to find Laura Kinney. So what do you think Laura Kinney might be doing this Hallows Eve?
So the cigar smoke and the cheap whiskey, this is Logan's place.
Correct, yeah. This is one of Logan's old safe houses that apparently he's got several throughout the city that Laura is kind of borrowing and using for the time being.
Okay. Well, I think Laura, not really having a childhood herself, in this instance, given the opportunity, Laura would maybe not really go all out, but she probably picked up a cheap plastic jack-o'-lantern thing from a nearby store and just grabbed a handful of boxed chocolates and like that and just sort of filled it up. And she's kind of sitting by the door, hoping that maybe some of the children will come by. And to sort of fill out the Halloween spirit, she's also got on a Wolverine costume.
Oh, she's in costume right now? Okay.
Sure, of course. I mean, if there's ever a time to be dressed as a superhero, you can definitely pull it off.
So, yeah.
On Halloween.
Perfect. That's awesome. So she'll hear a quick rap at her door, and she'll hear the telltale signs of trick or treat.
So she'll grab her bucket and she'll go to the door, open it up, and...
Perfect. And of course, before you, some 6 and 7 year olds are dressed up as Captain America. They're dressed up as Iron Man. You got one of them is dressed up as the Hulk, and they're holding out bags. I'm like, candy, please.
And she'll be like, of course. And she'll take just handfuls and just start throwing them in each little bag there. Yeah.
Thank you. And they'll just scamper off, go to the next door. So as soon as Laura closes the door behind the kids, she'll hear another louder knock.
Okay. That one sounded a little more suspicious, but she's still in a good mood about having some Halloween joy, and she'll go back to the door and she'll open it up.
When she opens up the door this time, expecting, I guess, children to deliver candy to, instead she's going to actually find a grown man. I'll leave it up to you if he's actually in his Hawkeye uniform as well too, but before her will be standing Clint Barton, Hawkeye.
Of course, yeah, it's Halloween. If
think
so,
you'd
at any chance for superheroes to be wearing their costume, I think again, Clint would probably be there in full. Not full Hawkeye regalia. This would be more reminiscent to his West Coast Avengers.
Perfect. So I will say Hawkeye will be kind of surprised to see Laura standing there. Would Laura be surprised to see a Hawkeye knocking on her door?
Ultimately she was just hanging out at Logan's place, just for a place to lay low, and she had access to it, and she,
Okay.
being Halloween, reminiscing about her younger twin sister, which is odd to say, her younger sister, and hoping that she's well. They're doing her hero thing, but she was just hoping to be taking part of the festivities, not really having any plans to do anything.
Right.
I'm aware.
Perfect. So Hawkeye, again, surprised us here, and he'd be like, "Where's Logan? I was told I could find Wolverine here."
She'd probably look at him and sort of put the chocolate away and sort of straighten herself up, and she'd be like, "If you're looking for Wolverine, you found her."
Perfect.
So
hearing that, he'll kind of, I imagine, give her a little bit of a smile and says, "Well, I got a job for Wolverine. Do you mind if I come in and talk?"
She would know Clint. She would know that Clint's an Avenger, right? I mean, she recognized him.
Yeah.
I
imagine they've...
and knowing that she's worked with Wolverine, Clint's worked with Wolverine, so professional courtesy. Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay. Let him in. Yeah.
So once he gets inside, I think Clint will kind of get right to the point because it's kind of a pressing matter. And Clint will inform Laura that there was an unfortunate break-in one of the S.H.I.E.L.D. Secure facilities. And unfortunately, a bunch of AIM...
In S.H.I.E.L.D.?
In S.H.I.E.L.D., yeah. One of their S.H.I.E.L.D. facilities had been raided. One of their secure S.H.I.E.L.D. facilities. And it was raided by these AIM scientists/terrorists. And among some of the things that they did grab, one of the most notable things is that they got their hands on a vial of mutant DNA. But this mutant DNA specifically was claimed from the old Weapon X program, which has now fallen into the hands of these AIM scientists. Hawkeye's here because he needs to get this back before AIM does any more experimentation or whatever AIM has in store for this DNA. But whatever it is, it wouldn't be good. So Clint came here looking for Wolverine just out of professional courtesy to say, "Hey, I found out that there's some Weapon X DNA, a vial of Weapon X DNA out there. It's been taken by AIM. I'm going to go get it back. Do you want to help me out?" But now he's obviously saying this to Laura instead of Logan.
Yeah, well, Laura, with also being part of the Weapon X program and basically being born and created to be a weapon and to kill, but being saved from that program. And now she's terrified with the fact that this Weapon X program could be restarted, reinitiated right again. Terrified and angry.
Yeah, that's
absolutely, absolutely angry.
Perfect.
And she'd be like, "No, you've got the right Wolverine for the job. Let's go." And then just as about to exit, Clint would probably look at her and see that she's already in costume, which is great. Uniform, I guess you could say. And then he'll, of course, hear the trick-or-treaters, with his hearing aid.
Oh, yeah. He's perfect hearing with the hearing aids.
Yeah, with running down the streets and up and down the streets or the hallways, I guess, of the apartment.
Both, yeah.
He'd probably look at her and say, "So, a lot of superheroes running around tonight, eh? You see any Hawkeyes or Purple Archers?" And she'll look at him and say, "Just the one."
Uh-oh. I see him getting excited for a second. Oh, and then realize, yeah. That's awesome. Perfect. So we're going to flash forward again ahead in time to where we left off 6 hours from now. Mission complete. And we'll say at this time, Laura's looking around and she's got the vials of mutant DNA from the Weapon X program in her hand. What do you think she'd do with that?
She wants probably to to destroy them, make sure that this is just gone and erased forever, to have this destroyed and erased and just not have anyone else have access to this or try to restart the Weapon X program as far as she can do anything about it. I guess you should be looking around to try to find some way to dispose of them, as far as she's
if you want to find, you can look around the lab if there's something else that you wanted to
so she'd be looking around for something to incinerate her with. Otherwise, she'd just be willing to just smash it and destroy it any permanent way that she feels that she could.
Well, as she's looking around, she does notice, and from where we left off previously, there's this ominous feeling that there's something still left to be done here. And she's looking around and she sees this secured room with a label on the door that says research and development. There's something that's calling her to that room, and that she wants to complete this mission more fully, and maybe she wants to take out more of her anger that she's feeling that's still bottled inside. Maybe she's not feeling that cathartic release yet, but she's getting the impression or feeling that there's something behind that door.
Would this be a heightened senses sort of situation? Is she getting a smell or like a...
It's not so much a smell, even behind this sealed, it's like a sealed room, right? So there'd be, proper precautions to allow like any contaminants become airborne or sleep out there. So I don't think she can smell or hear or see anything. There is like one thick piece of glass window kind of so people can see from the outside what's happening inside this room. But again, the lights are turned off in that area, so it's hard to see through the glass.
And Laura gets a sense, but does Hawkeye is he just like sort of mission accomplished?
Hawkeye's in the mode where he's just kind of like calling in S.H.I.E.L.D. and you're gonna have the S.H.I.E.L.D. agents come and do cleanup, and they're gonna be here in the next like 10, 15 minutes.
All right, so he'll turn to Laura and say, hey, great work, kid. As far as Wolverines go, you're top notch to me. He'd be like, so, and then he'd see the look on her face and he'd be like, all right, what's up? Like, what's the situation? And she'd be, I don't think we're done here. And she'll probably look at the door. If she still has the vials and she knows that S.H.I.E.L.D's on the way, she'd hold on to the vials for now.
Okay.
And then she'll approach the door.
There's an absolutely sealed lock. There's a massive like iron lock on it. It's got like these hydraulic pistons that will kind of slide into the adjacent door frame and like that. So it's definitely a secured room.
Okay. She'll say, we need to get through this door to Clint, and he'd be like, well, I'll look around for a key card, and she'd be pulling out her claws like, I got 2 of them right here, and she'll start hacking away at it.
Okay.
But she'll try cutting through it,
and she's making some success. But I think Clint would see a lot of these unconscious scientists around, and plenty of their access cards are kind of like on their chest. So he might just kind of, as she's hacking away, grab one of these key cards, walk up to the door, and
allow me.
Clint uses the key card as she's still hacking away, and the door will unlock, slowly open up into this dark, ominous room. This is a smaller research lab within this facility, but it's dark. There's no lights on yet. But as you step forward into the room, through motion sensors, a few lights will flick on in the ceiling, and there's only one structure inside this room, and it's a giant metallic ring. This ring is kind of gold and bronze plated, and it's secured at the bottom by a dais of some sort with lots of heavy cables and wiring and levers and buttons and that sort of accoutrement. But yeah, that's what they see. In addition to that, also a stray black cat seems to be just kind of sitting right in front of it, kind of just licking its paw. It's not really minding his business. He really hasn't noticed them yet.
That's weird. Yeah, Clint would look at Laura, ladies first, I guess, and she'd look at him like to the kin of like, fine, I'll go in, and she'll be in with claws looking around, just trying to get a sense of what's in here, looking for any sort of movement or people or automated systems or alarms or anything like that. Clint would be taking in the facility as well, looking at the wires and the mechanisms, and he'd probably say, what do you think it is?
Do you guys approach? Do you get closer to him?
Yeah, but Clint's going to keep an eye on that black cat. Laura might take a sniff. Like, does she smell anyone in
This
the
is
area?
a very sterile room, but the only thing in there is this cat. It smells like a cat, looks like a cat, meows like a cat.
Yeah, I don't trust it. Clint's going to keep a beat on it.
Fair enough. As Laura approaches, and the cat will take notice of her, and we'll have both your characters come a little bit closer to this device. And the cat will kind of get up on its feet and kind of hiss at you, and it'll arch its back in a certain way, and the hair will kind of pop up. And then as you approach, it will kind of leap away from you guys onto this device, onto this machine. And as it's leaping away, it's going to inadvertently knock a few levers and hit a few things and press a few buttons. And the machine is going to start whirling and come to life, start cracking a little bit. And then extruding from it, big blinding flash of light. And think how Terminator travels back in time. It's like this giant sphere of energy. Well, this machine kind of emanates this giant sphere that engulfs both you and Clint. And a crackling flash of light, you pop out of this multiverse.
Oh, great.
And you reappear somewhere completely different.
Mm-hmm. See, Clint would say, this is why I'm a dog person. They still have their clothes on, right? Like,
no.
Yeah.
The energy sphere is about as reminiscent as we're going to get to that. Yeah, all clothes stay on. Yeah, we're going a little more R-rated this time around, but we're no nudity. Well, not yet.
What?
Silence stretches across the city. No horns, no crowds, no heartbeat of the city that never sleeps. Just the distant flutter of crows. And the faint echo of something dragging across the ground, somewhere in the shadows. So, you, as Hawkeye and Laura, Wolverine, find yourselves in the middle of this apocalyptic scene. You've somehow got transported to the middle of a New York City that you do not recognize. The machine actually transported here with you. And so the smell of ozone as the energy dissipates and crackles and comes to kind of a dead wine. You look back at this machine among all the other surroundings that look so foreign to you, and you notice that the machine is now billowing some black smoke out of it and sputtered and just kind of seems to have died itself and just no longer alive. What do you want your characters to do first?
Clint would be looking around, taking in everything. I think Laura would be shocked to find themselves all of a sudden outside, right? Outside of the aim facility. They would look around, they would sort of get a understanding that they're still in New York.
There's enough familiarity of the scene that they'll recognize familiar like towers and streets and maybe in the street signs where they're right now. They'll recognize, the area just looks vastly different.
Clint would look over to Laura Wolverine and say, "Click your heels, Dorothy. I don't think we're in Kansas anymore. I want to go home." Laura's, just trained to be a survivor, trained in these types of situations. As much as she doesn't like the Weapon X program, she is a product of it, and she will use that to her advantage whenever she can. So, using her heightened senses, she's trying to get a sniff to sort of understand if there's any danger around in the imminent area, while Hawkeye at the same time would probably be looking back at the thing that brought them here, frantically trying to look at it and say, "You got to get this thing back to working again." So he's
can see him trying to hit the switches and flick the buttons, and he's going to find out like there's no power, there's no life to this thing anymore. So for Clint, if he's investing in the machine, I'm going to have you give me a logic check, and we'll set the target number at 13.
Ooh, lucky number 13. Okay, here we go.
Now he's got some experience with...
Well, I did give him the inventor trait only because of the trick arrows, right? We've got new trick arrows for this this Hawkeye, and he does come with this trick arrow quiver, and so he is an inventor in that sense.
Fair enough.
This certainly no Tony Stark, but
yeah, I was gonna say this is a little bit outside that wheelhouse. So okay, just a straight roll.
Okay, we got a 6 on the Marvel, a 3, and a 3. So he's only got the +1 to logic. So right now we're sitting at 12 plus 1 is 13.
Perfect, nailed it. So his quick inspection of this machine as he's going over it and hitting a few dials and like flicking things on and off and checking the gas tank or whatever it is, he does obviously realize that this thing is out of power, it's out of juice, but it's not damaged beyond repair. It seems pretty obvious that we're obviously going to need some tools to repair this thing. If we're going to use this to get back home, you're going to notice that it is primarily the power source that has gone completely kaput on it. So you're going to have to replace the power source. And if you're replacing a power source, you're going to need to have some sort of power converter. Because the power converter itself is it's fried, it's completely gone. So there's going to be 3 things you're going to need to repair this device: tools, a new energy source, and a power converter.
So, flux capacitor.
Flux capacitor.
Yeah, so Hawkeye is going to be looking at that, and he's just like, jump. He'd be like, "This ain't bullcrap. The doohickeys fried, and the wonky flux capacitor is no longer operating." So yeah, he's making a bunch of stuff up to try to make it look like he knows what he's doing. Just kind of claps his hand like he's looking at some sort of New York taxi with the hood up, and he's just looking under the hood, just trying to point out certain things. But he's looking over at Laura Kinney to try to get, or Wolverine to try to get a sense of her feedback as to what's going on in the area.
Perfect. Yeah, as Clint was doing that, I'll have Laura Kinney scouting and checking out the area. So we'll give me a vigilance check, and I will give you advantage on that because of her heightened senses. So
thank you.
We'll do a vigilance check. I'm going to set this one also at a 13 with an edge.
Lucky number 13. Here we go. 13 right on the die, and then her vigilance would give her an extra +2, so we got 15.
Awesome. And you got an edge on that.
So an edge, so I'll give you... No, we'll go back to a 4.
Perfect.
All right, so 4 on the Marvel.
Laura is going to get the sense that, she's not seeing anything immediately, but the lack of seeing people around is kind of unnerving.
Yeah.
And then there's this weird shuffling and some moaning sounds, and things are being knocked over down alleyways, and you hear this scattering of glass clinking against the ground, and garbage cans being kicked, and things being bumped into, and glass being crunched on. Because of her heightened senses, she can definitely tell this is a little ways away. But things are definitely slowly shambling closer towards her.
She's gonna say to Clint, we're not alone. There's something out there. So he's going to tell Laura in this quick few seconds. He's got some idea as to what they're going to need to replace it. Like he's looking at the broken parts,
Okay.
and he'll just like sort of take it out and say, we need a new one of these.
Okay.
And she'll look at it going,
Am I supposed to know what this is?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. What do you expect us to do? What, go to the nearest hardware store? What?
I mean, you could start looking around the area for a hardware store, but as Clint's pointing the damaged machine out to Laura, that shambling sound of feet shambling against the ground, some moans, some actual whispers, some words are heard. These bodies are in roughly different states of being decomposed over time. Some of them are more dried up husks and more skeletal, and those are the ones that are giving those telltale moaning sounds. Like, but a lot of them are actually making comments of, so hungry, must eat.
Clint's going to be looking at those guys shambling and saying, oh, hungry. He'll turn to Laura, Wolverine, and he'll say, I think these New Yorkers are looking for their street meat. And we're the street meat.
Awesome. And to that, you'll hear, did someone say street meat? And then just kind of like crawling out of a car, nearby car, something like just coming out of the back of it. Just, and you'll see this little miniature duck-looking person kind of shamble up to the back of the crowd and go, out of the way, you sacks of bones. I got here first. I get first dibs.
Is that Howard the dead duck?
This is Howard,
the undead duck.
the undead duck.
Wow.
And he is also very hungry. With these zombies, hunger burning in their eyes, let's roll for initiative.
Oh! Ah!
Okay, so with initiative roll, we've got Laura Kinney, Wolverine, going first with a Marvel, so she'll be going in the bonus round, she's going by herself. And then we've got Hawkeye after her, Howard, and then the two groups of zombies.
So Laura having the hero tag, like she doesn't want to start cutting into civilians, like New Yorkers or anything like that. She wants to use her senses to make sure, like, no heartbeats, like the smell of rotten decay, like she...
Oh yeah. No.
She's watched a few zombie movies, obviously.
Yeah, she will definitely know from the lack of heartbeat and the way their skin's kind of almost falling off their faces that, these are quantifiably zombies. Like these are, whatever she's seen in the movies, this is it for real life. Yeah.
All right, well, she'll turn to Clint and she's like, I have no idea where we are, what we're doing here. These things are unalive. Stay back, Clint. I'm going to cut loose, literally. And she's going to pull up her claws, and she's going to start running right towards this first group of hungry.
One right in front of her, or the one just a little bit off to closer to that blue car?
Well, whatever she can get to and start hacking and slashing. Is she within combat range?
Let's see. What's her movement speed?
Is she still too far away from me?
Yeah. No. We can get her up to this first guy right up here.
Oh, she only got one target? Because we were going to
I'll give you two, yeah. I mean, Howard might just be a little bit out of range, but these two guys right here.
Okay, so that was the closest one.
Yeah,
Here,
no problem. Make it easier for you. Yeah.
Well, it's okay. She's in the bonus right now, so she's just getting the jump on them. Whirling Frenzy, where she just hit everything in her range. Character makes a melee check and compares it against the melee defense of every enemy within their reach. Mm-hmm. An enemy is so she'll just make one melee attack against a couple of the zombies.
Yeah, she got at least two zombies in there. Yeah, for sure.
Okay, all right, we're going right to action here.
All right, let's do it.
Choosing violence right off the top. Okay. Oh gosh, a 6, and a 3, plus a +6 for melee. So we're looking at 19, 20, 21.
I mean, your target number is like, it's 11. So, I mean,
just like I said, with her weapon X training, this is almost like a training exercise for her. She just go full survival mode, and it's going to be her versus the enemy.
Fair enough. So you can see as she's getting close to these guys, the dead look in their eyes, like they're almost like glazed over. All they have is just the hunger in their hearts. Well, they're undead hearts.
Right.
They're unbeating dead hearts. And as soon as they see her running towards her, they almost start to, if they had any saliva left, salivate and be like, the food's coming to us. Good. And so like they're not really knowing what to expect, but it's their arms were reached, and with that attack, a 6 on the Marvel.
Got to stick knives out.
What's the damage we're doing?
Well,
here?
it is going to be half damage to each,
Okay.
but melee is 4, so 6 times 4 is 24, plus 6 is 30, so half that is 15.
15. Okay, perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they have a health pool of only 10.
Oh.
So I mean, like both those shots are just kind of like maybe chopping off a few arms first before it goes to the chest and rips it open, and then the first zombie is just gonna hit the floor there, flunk, and then she goes right into this other one and just kind of backhand chops as well too, and it just takes the head right off, and this one falls to the floor too as well. All right, so that's it for the bonus rounds. And we're gonna go right into round 1 proper, and Laura Kinney's at the top.
All right.
So she's gonna dive further in.
Okay, so I'm going to say that with that first initial attack, just taking out those zombies, she's sort of in the thick of it now. She understands that their hunger is going for her flesh, but she's not going to
Also
let
kind
that
of
happen.
reaching out for her, getting ready to just chomp into her.
She's not in combat range right now. She needs to move forward.
Yeah, she needs to take a move forward. Yeah.
Okay, she sees a target-rich environment.
Okay, yeah,
She'd
sure.
like to get as many as she can in a single attack. So within
Okay.
her melee range, if she can get 3 or more, that would be the ideal target for her.
I think 3 is, based on how they're spread out right now, 3 targets would be the maximum she'd probably get to. Either
Without going too far, 'cause
without going too far, no. So I'd say if you want Howard to be one of the main targets here, I would just push her right up to the group here, and then she can get all of these 3 right there.
okay, sure.
Yeah, okay.
We'll try that again.
So we'll move her up to the group. So Howard is one of the targets,
Yeah.
and you can hit as many targets that are in melee range.
Well, this is going to be an actual whirling frenzy this time. She's going to spend this focus. So she's going to make a melee check and compare it against all the melee defense of every enemy within her reach.
Okay, perfect. So give me that attack, and
It will do half damage,
Yeah.
but on a fantastic, it will do full damage, and they suffer the weapon's effect, which of course,
bleeding.
bleeding.
Fair enough.
Do zombies
I don't
bleed?
know. Zombies do bleed, but I'll say like parts of them will start slopping off, so it can still do more damage to them. Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll see what we can do.
Howard's defense is 13, target number 13.
Okay.
And the zombie's target number is 11.
Okay. Let's see what we can do. Let's go. Lucky dice. Oh, well, not as good as the last one. So we got a 1, 4, and a 5 on the Marvel.
Nice.
And so that gives us a total of 16.
Perfect. Yeah, 16 definitely hits.
5 times 4 is 20 plus 6, so
sorry.
26.
Okay.
And half,
13.
which would be 13, yeah.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
So everyone takes 13 points of damage.
So she's just jumping in there, and she's taking her claws, and she's literally doing a pirouette with her 2 claws and her boot claws sort of sticking out. She'll do the first turn with her claws, and then she'll follow it up with a big boot kick right
Nice.
right through the last zombie too, just sticking that last boot spike right into the chest.
Yeah, these 2 zombies just eat it. They, decapitated, sliced in half, chopped down, body parts flying everywhere, slopping against the floor. But Howard will take the brunt of that attack, taking that 13 points of damage.
Okay.
He's not in his attack stance yet, so unfortunately.
His attack stance.
Yeah, because Howard knows quack foo.
Whoa. Seeing that, then Laura's going to back up. As much movement as she has left, she's going to start maybe sort of getting in between the Hawkeye and the rest of the zombie horde, sort of in a defensive, not an actual defensive stance, but like in an actual ready to defend stance. As far as much movement as she has left.
Okay, so which one would maybe 2 spaces forward, like move her about 3 spaces back, do you think? Towards Hawkeye?
Yeah,
Is that your point?
just sort of she'll sort of back up, knowing, and then she'll sort of give a quick look over her shoulder at Hawkeye to see what he's doing.
Yeah, Hawkeye would be up next. As she's backing away, Howard's going to take that hit and like, well, that's all you got, girly? Let's go!
Hawkeye will be looking right at Laura and seeing what she did and just hacking him down, and it'd be like, don't you know the first rule of zombie fighting? Always go for the head. And he's going to take out one of his arrows and notch it, and he's going to attempt a headshot
At?
the duck.
Oh, he's going headshot for Howard.
We're going to go headshot for Howard.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you want to stand still? He's got range of 15 on that.
He's got
thing, right?
15, yeah. If
Yeah.
he's within range,
Oh, yeah.
he'll
He's in range.
probably just keep the distance. Yeah, I mean, we're in a zombie movie. Let's go, headshot.
And headshot doesn't restrict your range?
It does not restrict range, but it does give him trouble.
Okay, so they have a trouble.
He will have
against
trouble
the-
on that.
Screen.
Ooh, no,
What?
that
You
Marvel.
gotta roll the Marvel on the die, and you have to roll with trouble.
All right, so I have to, but the Marvel doesn't stick.
You have to roll the
we have to
Marvel.
reroll Marvels?
Yeah. And the target number is 13.
All right, well, the chances of re-rolling into Marvel.
Well, that's still pretty good.
So, okay. I've got 16.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, target number was 13. So yep, that hits.
Okay, so we hit and we double on a headshot.
There's unfortunately nothing around for him to skulk behind because all the zombies have been taken out. Thanks to Laura. And he doesn't have anything else to dodge or give more trouble on a ranged attack. So no, that shot unfortunately is going through.
So it'll be 5 times 6 is 30 plus 6 is 36 doubled to 72.
Whoa. All right. So as Howard's seeing Laura walk away, his attention's focused that way. Like, come back, sweet meat. And then an arrow just goes right through his big bulbous eyes, right out the back of his head. Brain matter splattering everywhere. It goes, mother quacker, and falls right down to the ground in a slump.
Did he know that duck? I wonder.
All right, so with Howard taken out of the game, right at the top of round 1, that just leaves 4 hungry zombies. Does Clint got some movement left? Does he want to reposition?
If he's got any movement, maybe he'll get up on top of the vehicle.
So yeah, Hawkeye's taking cover on top of the car. Awesome. And that will leave our 4 hungry zombies. Now, they're not going to overthink it. They're just going to shamble their way up to Laura.
Yeah, I'm a little worried.
And in vain, start chomping away. They're just kind of reaching out with them like with their skeleton.
Can all 4 of them get in there and melee?
No, unfortunately only the first 2.
Oh, thank goodness.
So these other 2 guys are just out of range, unfortunately.
I was hoping she, yeah.
But they'll use their action, instead of attacking, they'll use it as another movement action and start surrounding her a little bit. So we'll have, she'll be surrounded by 4 zombies, 2 of them which will now make an attack at her, probably in vain, just kind of slapping at there with their bony,
well, you never know,
broken arms.
She doesn't have any
fingers.
Okay, go.
Roll real quick. So the first one we have 13, 14. 14 hit?
No, 16 is the target.
Whoa, we need 16 for her?
Yeah,
right.
she's
These
got
guys
brawling.
are swinging in vain. Okay, and another one.
Ooh.
Well, that one rolled pretty high. So actually this one does manage to get a 16 exactly. So they'll just kind of like, with all these zombies now surrounding her and doesn't know where the arms are coming from, and just one arm lands on her shoulder and she turns one way and exposing her neck to another one and just gets in there with his teeth and just goes, oh no, chomps down a little bit.
He's biting her?
Going for the bite. 4 times 1 is only 4.
Oh, there's a damage reduction.
Oh, we have damage reduction?
Yeah, -1.
Because we're bones. Yeah, it works. It is damage reduction.
I'm sorry, it's on the sheet.
Yeah, so that would be a 0 times 4. I think
0.
it's 0, and I don't think we get to add a +1 to that because if it's brought down to a 0, I think that's just it. So
that's weird.
How's that going to work? Otherwise, it's just 1 point of damage. I mean, I'd say because she's getting this damage reduction from her adamantium bones, we'll still honor the reduction. So it'll still be a 4 times 0, which is 0, but +1 for 1 point of damage.
1 point.
Just like they just get the teeth just to break the skin just a little bit.
Yeah.
But for the 1 point of damage, typically if a zombie is going to inflict any health damage, I'd have you roll a resilience check to make sure that no disease is being transferred. But this is barely a scratch, right? So we're not going to do it at this point. I mean, it could have even been like got more on her collar of her uniform or anything and didn't really break through all that much. Just kind of like bonk, chomp down on her so hard that maybe like bruised her a little bit. Yeah. Okay, perfect. So managed to eke 1 little point of damage through. We'll take it.
And she'll immediately heal it from healing factor.
That would bring us back to the top of the round, which is Laura's turn. So at the end of this turn, she will heal that back. You're right.
Oh, okay, it's right. It's my apologies. It's the end of the turn. She'll heal that back. Okay,
yeah, you got it.
She's surrounded.
She's surrounded by these guys now. Yeah. Want to do a little whirling frenzy? Take them all out.
It seems to be the way to go. Yeah, at this point in time, she's just looking at all of these hungry zombies who are ducking, weaving, and keeping their hands at bay. And she's just going to go into zombie parkour. Yeah, whirling frenzy. We'll spend the extra 5 focus, and here we go. Let's hope we get a good number. Oh man, we got a 6 on the Marvel, 6 and a 4. So yeah, she's not missing.
Oh no, definitely with the 6 on the Marvel. Yeah, that is just going to slice.
So it's again half damage, but it's good.
Yeah, but that's more than enough. Yeah, they only have 10 health. Kind of crazy acrobatics is she doing?
Once again, and she's just got her claws out. She goes down, she goes low, she goes high. She's taking out the knees, she's taking out the midsection, she's taking out the arms. Her booted feet are going through the skull, and she's just the literal whirl of claws and hands and feet.
Okay.
Taking them all down. And she's just covered in zombie gore.
Perfect.
Zombies being what they are. Do we see any more movement, or like the body parts?
They're effectively out of this combat. Yeah, there is some body parts are twitching and flicking about in a little bit, and you can still kind of see them groaning and moaning. Oh, still hungry. And actually, at this point in time, you're going to see the body of Howard just kind of like flip up with the sticky gore of his brain matter still kind of splattered on the ground, and with no anything in his eyes other than just the savage hunger. You can kind of like hear that little duck hiss that he has.
The goose.
And he has no words to say. It's just the hunger purely taking over. And as he's getting up, you hear a bam, 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 and someone yell, "Hey, duck!" And as a rocket comes hurling from somewhere off screen towards this location here. We'll say like an Howard's location. They've seen this rocket launcher fires this rocket thing towards you. So would Laura Kinney use the rest of her movement to kind of sprint out of this area?
Absolutely. If she had movement left, she
still has her full
would
movement.
with her Titan senses. She knows what's happening. She knows. She's got situational awareness. She's definitely going to be.
We'll just have her double back,
moving out of the way
here towards the device.
Yeah.
And the unregistered brain of Howard not even really, unfortunately, hearing any of this because it's not even really him at this point. It's just the hunger that's taken over. This rocket comes barreling towards him and just explodes. You see bits of feathers and chunks of meat flap all over the area, and just a massive hole where a duck used to be. You hear this as some sort of giant truck kind of starts Tokyo drifting and slides back in here. And it looks like this oddly decorated taco truck just came onto the scene, and a cheerful individual kind of pops out of the driver's seat and runs around the side here to check on you guys, make sure that you guys are doing okay. And usually this little thumbs up here. But the individual you see, you kind of recognize this uniform, let's have him hop over here, camera kindness, is a Hydra uniform.
He's giving us the thumbs up.
He's giving you the thumbs up, and he comes over and he's like, "Are you guys okay? I can't believe it. You're not dead."
Hawkeye will immediately start turning his bow on the Hydra that he sees.
It's Hydra agent, yeah.
The Hydra agent that he sees. And he'd be like, "Are you dead?"
"No, I'm Bob."
You're...
Hi guys. And you see it's not a typical Hydra uniform. This thing has been ripped up and tattered and stitched back together. And his mask is kind of like also been ripped up and stitched back together. And he has, normal looking skin. He doesn't look dead. And he's actually got on like this jacket. He's carrying this giant rucksack. He's got like these shin guards on him. He's got a bazooka on him. Yeah. He looks like he's been slightly decked out in, post-apocalyptic survival wear.
Right.
The ones where they kind of like just grab whatever pieces of padding or protection or armament and just slap it on them.
Hawkeye will still have the weapon trained on him. He says, "Put the bazooka down."
"Oh, yeah, totally. I come in peace, of course." And he kind of lowers the bazooka down to the floor. He's like,
"Okay.
I'm just so excited to see actual people here. I thought I was the only one." Another voice, a disembodied voice, seeming to coming from like the hip or the side of the Hydra agent calling himself Bob. You hear the words, Now, Bob, manners first. Let's introduce ourselves properly. Hi, my name's Robert Doubleina, but my friends call me Bob. And we've been stuck in this crazy zombie apocalypse for years now. Me and my travel companion here. Let me introduce you to," and he pulls out, well, maybe this is a better representation. He pulls out from his side pouch a disembodied head with the mask of Deadpool on it. Of course. "This is my friend, Headpool." And Headpool's like, "Glad to meet you. I'd shake your hands, but Bob, go shake the hands."
Yeah. Okay. So we see a disembodied head, but we know it's Deadpool, right? I mean, Deadpool's pretty infamous. I imagine
you've met Deadpool, unfortunately. Sometimes,
yeah, our heroes would be aware.
This is a zombified head of Wade.
Yeah, Hawkeye would jump down off the vehicle there. He'd probably be looking at Bob in the disembodied head, not shaking any hands. It's like, "How long have you been here? How did you get here? Do you know anything about any way of getting out of here?" And man, I'm hungry. Do you have any tacos?
"Russ, you don't want to eat any of that meat. But answer some of those questions. It's been just me and Bob here for quite a few years now."
What happened to Deadpool?
Long story. Let's just say that the rest of my body is in the Sarlacc pit known as the Hulk's Tum Tum.
The Hulk's here?
Everybody's here. Heroes, villains, civvies, they're all doing their version of a thriller flash mob. Except for good old Bobby over here.
That's right, still flesh and blood. I seem to be the only one. And you'll notice that there are some scars and bite marks on Bob that you can see through his ripped uniform, in the form of like it's been bitten before, like they've scarred over. And for whatever reason, Bob still hasn't come to the zombie virus that's taken everybody else, including the heroes.
He's immune, I guess. So like, well, okay, so then, and I think maybe also Clint would be kind of concerned for himself as well. Like, it's like, well, how do they become zombies? Like, is it in the air? Is it like in the water? Is it in the food? Is it, do we have to get bit? Like, how does this happen?
All right, let me zombie explain this out for you. Any bite from an infected person will zombify you. The more times you're bit, the harder the resilience check gets.
Okay. Hawkeye would then look at Laura because he would have seen that zombie sort of bite her, right? So he's going to look over at Laura and she's probably going to see the look and she'd be like, no, didn't break skin.
At this time, yeah, that small abrasion would have healed up, yeah.
Right. All right, so no zombie Wolverine.
No. You'll know, because I'm going to make you roll a resilience check.
Oh, all right, above the table. Okay.
If that happens.
All right, very well, good to know. Laura would be coming over to you, definitely looking at the severed head, looking at Bob, taking a sniff, making sure he is alive. She hears a heartbeat. She smells the actual blood. That doesn't seem to be tainted, I suppose.
Yeah, 100%. Exactly.
Yeah. And how have you guys survived this? Well, I guess.
Survival.
You haven't.
Yeah.
I may not use the word survival in my case. I've just been hanging out with Bob here, teaching him the basics, keeping him alive.
And Bob will be like, it's been an interesting period of time, but we've tracked an energy signature here on our doohickey. And he pulls out this device out of his other pocket. And you can clearly see on the side of it, because Fantastic Four love their branding, that it looks like it came from the Baxter building. It's got the Fantastic Four logo on it. It detects power sources and strange anomalies.
More strange than that?
It brought it, different type of strange. And it brought us here to your location. And we saw that there's zombies attacking you, so I did what I could. I launched my rocket, and I'm glad I didn't hit you. Sorry, what are your names?
Bob, have you not been looking over my Marvel trading cards? That's clearly Hawkeye and Laura, the younger, more angry version of Wolverine.
Yeah, they'll give a quick synopsis as to the fact that who they are, where they're from. They're obviously not from here. They'll inform Deadpool and Bob that they came through this portal here, and they're interested in trying to get it up and working. Do they have any way of helping them to do that?
Not on us, but... And Bob will kind of point at the doohickey again. It's like, this is amazing at tracking down power sources. It's how we've been able to survive for so long. We've been able to find ways to keep powering up our truck. But I think it could be calibrated to track down a power source that should be able to power this thing up.
That's what I was hoping for. So Hawkeye takes it and just right out of Bob's head. He's just like, yeah, pure work. Okay, you'll understand. And if he can, he'll start accessing. He's looking for a power source. Yeah. In the area, so he can scan for that?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, he starts calibrating the system to find a power source, and it doesn't take him very long to figure out how to calibrate it, and he gets a ping. Based on his knowledge of the city and where it's taking him and giving him the coordinates, it's actually indicating that, Stark Tower will actually have a power source within it. So it's also probably a place you're going to find, tools and your power coupler as well too, or your power converter. So I mean, this all seems to be like a one-stop shop, which is excellent. But speaking of shops, you again do notice that Bob has an oversized rucksack on his back with a whole bunch of accoutrements sticking out of the sides of this thing. So if there's anything that you think your characters might want or need, this rucksack may contain it.
Interesting. Okay. So I guess Laura would also be would probably notice the sack of weapons.
Exactly.
She would have noticed that too, and she'd be like, what kind of hardware are you packing there?
You'll see like knives and swords sticking out the side of it, and a baseball bat with a nail sticking out of that as well too. Like the typical zombie apocalypse weapons.
Items typical of a
very
fighting off the zombie hordes.
Bob will be more than eager to help. But Headpool interjects.
Whoa. Pause game. We've let you play with Bob's doohickey, and you've found the location of your power source. But we ain't giving the milk away for free here. You want our help any further, you gotta swear that you're gonna take Bob and me with you once you get this budget-ass TARDIS up and spinning again.
well, I mean, he's like thinking to himself, one Deadpool's enough. I don't know if you need two in our area, in our multiverse, but
Bob would see that look and understand maybe where it's coming, and but probably thinks like maybe, don't worry, like he doesn't bite people. He won't transfer the virus. Like, don't worry, he's basically a vegan zombie. He's not interested in meat at all. It's a crazy anomaly. And Deadpool's like,
Basically, when I lost my body, I lost my hunger.
I don't know if that assuages any fears or anything like that, or if it's more like, no, I don't want two Deadpools in our multiverse.
Yeah, a little bit of reservations about that. But if they're helping, for now, we're willing to, I guess, see what they have in store.
So for, as of right now, tentatively agreeing to bring them with you through the portal once you get it up and running again, if you get it up and running again, they'll let you pick out some gear out of Bob's giant sack of goodies.
A token of goodwill.
A token of good,
working together.
Essentially, working together. They want you to succeed. Like if you succeed at getting this power source, bring it back here, get this thing up and running again. Everyone's going home and they're finally out of this nightmare situation.
All right. Well, Clint will walk up to him and say, "Hey, trick or treat, what do you got?"
Perfect. You do see the more typical stuff, but and that stuff's for free. But you're getting the impression that they might be hoarding some of the really sweet stuff near the bottom of the bags. But is it just Hawkeye that's looking inside, or both?
No, I think Laura would be very interested in looking as well. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll get you to pick one of your characters, and with an edge, I'll have you roll a vigilance check to see if you can see if they're fully inside this bag, including what they're hiding at the bottom.
Hawkeye would have the higher vigilance, so Hawkeye's going to use his eagle vision.
Yeah, he's got good eyes.
Yeah.
Crap ears, but good eyes.
So that gives us a total of 8 plus vigilance. 11 is the total number.
The target number that you are looking for is 11. It's not a very difficult search. I mean, they are trying to keep some stuff at the bottom, but I mean, like not too covertly. So yeah, target number is 11, but you have an edge, so
okay,
better.
Yeah, we actually got 13. Great.
13 is more than you needed. Yeah, so typical first aid kits that for like bandages and stuff like that to help stop bleeding. Again, we talked about some of the various weapons that you see in there. We got handguns, shotguns, Uzis, that sort of stuff, machetes, baseball bats with nails in it. You also do see some grenades in there. I guess there's a bandolier of grenades. Ooh. You see some landmines in there. This sort of rucksack is kind of it is much bigger on the inside than it is on the inside. This is kind
so like Hawkeye's just thinking this is so illegal. Like, do I really want?
Yeah, I don't think legality of their weapons at this point really matters. They've definitely raided different Hydra bases, AIM bases. They've gone through they've been to the Baxter building, right? They've been around for a while. They've just been collecting crap for years now.
Yeah. Well, this sounds pretty exciting for Clint. I mean, I don't know if Laura's too interested in guns. She'd be like, knives be guns every time.
There's still more. There's tons. There's glow sticks in there. There's waterproof matches. There's some rope. There's some climbing gear.
All right.
Bungee cords. A set of aviator glasses because you don't want to go into a zombie apocalypse without your aviator glasses. Bug spray, and duct tape. And I mean, lots and lots of duct tape.
All right.
You can see some of his clothes are kind of patched up with some duct tape as well too, and the truck's got some duct tape all over it as well too. But Bob would almost recite dutifully. It was like, yeah, Mr. Headpool, definitely made sure I'm always packing a lot of duct tape. He says, if they don't find you handsome, they should at least find you handy.
Ah, poor Red. When the zombies invaded Canada, they went for our best and brightest first. He managed to keep his stick on the ice longer than most, though. Legend has it, he now leads an army of undead in northern Ontario, strapped up and held together in suits of duct tape. Crafty little Canuck.
Because you rolled well on your vigilance check, you're also going to see inside this rucksack, and we're going to dip into the Avengers expansion's new grab bags of goodies as well too, because you're actually going to find some iconic items in this bag. As said before, they've been scavenging for years now, so some of the heroes have fallen and they've collected some of their gear as well too. There's just other stuff they've taken from like shield bases and whatnot. The first thing you're going to find in there is a Avengers jacket. Avengers, the ERS of Avengers is standing for Emergency Response Squad.
Hawkeye know what that is, being an Avenger?
He would have seen, these Avenger jackets. They're kind of, they're given to members of the Avengers Emergency Squad. This is some high-tech gear that if you're cut, it will automatically bandage you up and prevent any bleeding. So with this, you will not suffer from the bleeding condition. And best of all, it gives you an environmental protection force. So as a reaction, you can pop basically a personal force field and absorb about 10 hit points of damage.
Dang.
Yeah.
So Hawkeye would know what that is, and he'd be like, "Oh, you shouldn't have that," and he'll grab that for his. Like, it's an IP thing. It's an Avengers thing, right?
You kind of actually see when you take it out of there that Bob actually kind of does have a beat up Avengers jacket on him from ERS, so he's kind of got that over top of his Hydra uniform. So between Laura and Hawkeye, you think Hawkeye would take this jacket for himself?
He took that jacket for himself, and Laura looks at him, she's like, "What? I bleed. You don't."
A very iconic item. So this is Daredevil's Billy Club.
Okay.
This will actually give anybody who's borrowing it, and we are borrowing these things, so you don't have to worry about adding other stuff to your powers. So again, this one also returns when thrown, but it gives you a swing line of 50 squares. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Which is pretty awesome. An individual.
Well, I'm just thinking, like, would Hawkeye would also have, like, with his trick arrows, like, he'd be able to shoot line. Like, we've all seen it before. He'd have some sort of arrow that could shoot like a line as well, and especially with the rope that's sort of in the bag as there. I mean, he might be able to jury rig himself a zip line. I'm not sure how Laura would feel with using. Do we have to assign it, or can we just hand it off?
You can hand it off anytime, yeah.
Whenever we need it.
If you want to take it with you, take it with you. If not, leave it in the rucksack.
Do we have access? Like, are they just giving us all this stuff? Like,
at this point, yeah, they're letting you borrow it. You got to return it when you come back, or at least until you get them out of there.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, of course we will.
So the last thing that you'll find in there kind of finds you, because you see this armored gauntlet kind of like climb its way to the top of the rucksack and kind of like hover a little bit right on the pulsar beam. This looks almost identical to one of Iron Man's gauntlets. It's kind of hovering there, but as it kind of hovers from its repulsor beam and rotates around, you actually see that there's a hand still inside of it.
Ew.
And Bobbert will pipe up and say, "Oh, yeah, that's Night Nurse. What? Iron Man lent her this gauntlet once back in the day, and I guess, the hand still stayed, and it found me, and it's been kind of hanging out with us. So yeah, but don't worry. Much like Headpool over here, that hand is totally cool. It's actually quite handy." So then you see the hand and the gauntlet just kind of turn around and gives you a thumbs up. So for this item, you're gonna think about Thing, not that Thing. The Thing from Atom's Family is kind of like inside an armored gauntlet and kind of can fly around for a little bit. It can scamper and climb around. Depending on how you want to use this item, it will either give the character you assign it to the additional limbs superpower, meaning that any melee or range attack will have an edge, or
hells yes,
you can use it to shoot an energy blast, or energy burst, sorry.
An edge on all agility or melee attacks?
Yeah, because it works as like additional limbs. But the caveat being, you have to explain how this hand is helping you out when you make this attack and use the edge that it will provide you in this manner.
Okay. That's creepy, but that's cool. Does it just hang around? Does it just
float
around
right
you?
up on your shoulder? It can hover for a little bit as well too, or it can rest on your shoulder. It can basically kind of, just like Thing from Atom's Family, it can kind of like wall climb or hover if it needs to. And it's very animated, and it will actually talk using sign language. So,
with Hawkeye being partially deaf or hard of hearing, yeah, he has learned ASL.
Yeah, how to do,
well.
yeah. Okay, so that, because you succeeded on your vigilance check, is all the goodies inside Bob's sack there.
This isn't Halloween, this is freaking Christmas.
With that said, and your task ahead of you, I think Headpool and Bob would even let you know, because they've been all around the city several times now. The Stark Tower, much like a lot of the other buildings around here, has come into a lot of disrepair, we'll say, to be put politely. So the Stark Tower isn't so much a tower anymore, but a large pile of rubble. Now, the doohickey did indicate that there is still a power source somewhere located in the vicinity of the Stark Tower. So,
So we're still on the street. We went through the rucksack, right?
Yeah.
Do we know roughly how far this is going to be? Because crawling through a city full of zombies is going to be problematic.
It is a couple blocks away. Yeah.
Okay. What about jumping in the taco truck? Is that a possibility?
So anything's a possibility. You would have to give me an ego check for Bob to kind of give up the keys, because this has basically been their mobile home for the past several years. They've got all their gear and their weapons and kind of additionally decked out. They have been surviving by not putting themselves needlessly in harm's way unless absolutely necessary.
Yeah.
Now, they do see this as a necessary need, but they're more intent to letting you guys do the heavy lifting. They'll help out as much as they can, but be like, yeah, they would probably pitch that like someone's got to stay behind and guard the device here. There's the multiversal traveling device here.
They don't want to stick the proverbial necks out.
Or
lack
thereof. Yeah. If you're looking to borrow their truck, he might be amenable to that, but it's kind of a hard pass on them wanting to go with you, and they'll pass off as them wanting to defend this from any other zombies that might want to just tear things apart. So
Should we give it a ego check?
Give me an ego check with the target number.
It's a hard
It's gonna be a
sell,
harder
is it?
sell, so I'm gonna say an ego for 15 against this one.
So
If they're both interested in getting the truck, I'll give you an edge, and they can both kind of pitch the case. Oh, no edge needed.
Well, we got a Marvel, a 6, and a 4. If you got an edge on that,
I'll still give you, if both of them are working, I'll give you the edge on that. Oh, rolled into a 3. That was so close.
one of the ultimate. Okay, so the total is 17
Yeah.
with a Marvel.
With a Marvel, that's
Yeah.
that's a success plus. What Bob will do with that is like, okay, yeah, this is for a good cause. I 100% believe in you guys. You're definitely going to get in there. You're going to get the power source. You're going to get back here. So what he's going to do is he's going to disable any like noise-making accoutrement that Deadpool or Headpool has insisted they deck it out with. So there's no
The
longer
hordes.
like any horns that are going to blast off or anything like that, or take any like clackers and take off any the cans, the Just Married cans that they take off the back of that the back of the truck. And he's actually going to engage like a nitrous tank to the engine, so that this thing is going to
Engage it or disengage it?
engage it. So this thing will move at top speed if you need it to. Like if you need to make a fast getaway, this thing can move.
Nothing's more important than family.
That's exactly what Bob said. Like, nothing's more important than family as he attaches this nitrous NOS tank. So now you've got a ride. They'll say they'll stay behind. They'll fortify best they
Right.
can.
So they'll have a bunch of
Location.
weapons and all that stuff sort of set up there, the bazooka,
Yeah,
all the rest of
they'll
the
take
machine
the-
guns and the...
But yeah.
But I also, before we get going towards Stark Towers, with a good chance of recognizing that we might be going up against a potential Iron Man suit, to say the least, could we use this opportunity then for Hawkeye to do the hack gadget
For sure.
for his quiver, so that we can
100%.
get sort of a special trick arrow to use against an iron suit?
Yeah. You'd have to tell me what kind of power you think you'd want to shoot
Yeah.
down from an iron suit. But Bob, while he's fixing up the truck and getting ready for you, Headpool would probably give you the 411 on the situation or the environment around Stark Tower, and wouldn't tell you that, although he hasn't seen Stark in a while, that there are zombie hordes that kind of like haunt around the place. He doesn't know if Stark's there, but I mean, he hasn't seen him anywhere else. So maybe he's got buried in the rubble, and when the thing collapsed, he doesn't really know.
But the Stark Tower is pretty much dilapidated. It's but we
kind of
think,
collapsed.
but there's still an energy signal coming from it. Okay.
Yep, you can definitely hack an arrow at this point. I believe you get an edge for your quiver.
I do, and because Hawkeye has the inventor trait,
Right.
he'll also get an edge on any logic checks
Okay.
to create, essentially for him, create a trick arrow. That's essentially why we would have that trait on.
Perfect. So that's going to give you double edge. for
Yeah.
Trying to make your trick arrow. I think the target number for that is
Well, starts at 13.
base. Yeah. But
As
if you
does
want-
everything.
Yeah. But if you want to take off like flight 2 or something like that, then it would bump it up to a 14.
Well, I don't know. I mean, Hawkeye already knows his version
Yep.
of Iron Man
Yeah.
would have.
He knows Iron Man
flight
well enough.
capability. He would also have repulsor cannons and unibeams and all that sort of thing. Maybe we would look at shutting down flight just in case he does try to fly away from us if we are fighting an Iron Man, so that Laura would have a chance to fight
Keep
him
him on the
otherwise.
ground.
Keep him on the ground.
Yeah, because he could be just hovering in the sky, blasting them, right? If he
Yeah.
is at Stark Tower, right? So
Yeah.
I think taking out flight would be really good. So flight 2, I think, would ground him completely.
I don't know if it's worth it or not, but if we'll carry around one trick hour. If we don't use it, we don't use it.
Sounds good. So you're going to go for flight 2, which means target number is going to go up to a 14. Give me a logic check. Target number
we got
14.
two edges.
Two
Two
edges.
Ooh, not bad already. Okay, we're gonna take this 2. We're gonna re-roll that.
Yeah.
Okay, well that's still a
To a
2.
1.
Okay, so we got a 6 on the Marvel, a 6 and a 2, which gives me a 14 plus 1 is 15. So
All
I'm
right,
15.
so I already nailed it. Yeah,
We already
have
nailed it.
2 edges, so you might as well just roll those.
We might as well roll that
Sure.
Marvel and see if we can get this into. Yep, there it is. Awesome.
Roll the Marvel die.
Roll
into
the Marvel.
Okay, so
I can.
Oh,
I
you get
can.
an
I have
edge.
an edge. Another edge.
and
If
that's
I want
next time you want to do it. Yeah, a similar
another
trick arrow.
similar
I'll
trick
just
arrow.
say trick arrow.
So that'll give me a 3rd edge technically.
I guess that gives you a 3rd edge if you want to try it again in the future.
Cool.
So you got 1 trick arrow that can shut down flight 2
Okay.
on an Iron Man suit. Yeah, awesome. Okay, great. So the car is yours. It's decked out. It's ready to burn rubber because you are familiar with the city. You know how to get to Stark Tower. We're on our way. Anything else you want to do before we go?
We'll just tell Bob and Headpool to guard that gate.
They'll guard it with their undead lives. Well, Headpool will. Bob will guard it with his surprisingly still alive life.
Right. Perfect. And then, yeah, we'll just sort of, he'll take the shades off and put the shades back on, and he'll be like, let's ride. I'm assuming the keychain's got some sort of like...
An Avengers keychain on it, as well as an X-Men keychain on it, as well as a West Coast Avengers keychain on it. It's just got a whole bunch of keychains on it, yeah. Just with all the insignias.
All right, cool. So we just grab that and we jump into the taco truck and we ride.
Nice. Great. All right, so you guys have Bob's taco truck. You're heading towards Stark Tower, but just find out from you how you want to approach this. You're gonna be able to drive there, no problem. You know the city well enough. There's no traffic, so you're making great time.
Yeah, running through all the red lights.
What's your intent here? Do you want to kind of just like floor it right to where the tower is, or do you want to try to maybe park the truck a block away and kind of like stealthily recon the area, or like what's your intentions here?
That's a good question, because yeah, we're in a sort of a rush to get out of here. Do we see a lot of zombies on the street?
There's a few pockets of zombies on the street as well too, and then one off on the side of the street, and then now there's less zombies on the street, and then you stuck to the grill, the bumper.
Yeah, I think we probably just drive as quickly and carefully, I suppose, as we can, without having to make any quick escapes or really do anything too crazy. We're going to try to keep as low profile as we can, but still have the safety of the taco truck.
Yeah, as much as the taco truck can be low profile, you're making
sure.
Yeah.
but I think Hawkeye, knowing Tony the way he does, he'll probably just want to be very careful approaching. Even if it does look like a dilapidated tower, he'd probably be worried about defenses. So he'd probably get as close to it as he felt reasonably safe to get eyes on it.
Okay.
And then maybe just do a quick recon.
Yeah, great. So from that, I'm taking that you're not driving right up to it. You're parking a little ways away as best you can. And
maybe climb up
foot now.
Another dilapidated building just to make sure that
maybe
we
a
get
neighborhood building trying to get to the concrete there.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you're quiet and stealthily enough. You can get up there. But give me a vigilance check.
All right,
To
Hawkeye.
see what you see, to observe what you see. So Hawkeye will be
My eyes doth see with my eyes doth see.
Ranger eyes see. So target number 13.
Okay, we rolled a 5 on the Marvel, a 6 and a 4. So we've got 15 right on the die, plus 3, so we got 18.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, that's a pretty good roll. So you do see some pockets of zombies kind of just milling about, but without any objective in mind. Like they're kind of, I guess, eating carcasses of some old animals and picking at the bones and stuff like that. And like there's some grunting and pushing and like just a constant groan of hunger. So hungry, need eat. Boy, I miss fast food. So you hear some mumbling and grumbling into that respect. You don't see any heroes at this time, any named heroes or even villains around the tower. But the tower itself, as Deadpool and Bob are alluding to, has collapsed. It's seen some battle, seen some damage. It's kind of been blown up. But I'd say with that, because you're probably scouting out the building itself for maybe entry points or anything like that, because again, your doohickey is still telling you there's an energy source somewhere in here, and it seems to be a little bit below ground here.
Right, okay, yeah, below ground. Okay.
Yeah, it seems to be a little bit below ground. So you will see something that sort of maybe looks like an elevator shaft kind of sticking out at the top of this collapsed building of the rubble. So you believe that there might be a way for you to get over to that elevator shaft and try to rappel down.
I would like to know, is there any chance of like doing a zip line sort of to that area and just...
I will give you the luxury, if you wish, to take a long length of rope and you're in a neighboring building and maybe you got up high enough so that you're above this elevator shaft, this broken elevator shaft that's maybe a story or so up on the pile of this rubble.
Yeah.
So if you want to shoot an arrow over there and do a zip line action, you can, but there's a very high probability of you guys being noticed ziplining over there.
As opposed to...
by the zombies milling about the building.
Okay,
so... as opposed to maybe taking the stealth full tact and trying to sneak in there using
And-
cover and shadows and stuff like that and trying to sneak up there.
Okay, so the information that Hawkeye would now have based on that role and the information we have is we're not, we would be in complete plain sight if we tried to zip line. We'd have a better chance of sneaking
it's fairly
in.
likely that these zombies around the area could probably hear or look up and see someone ziplining over there, yeah.
Still want to zip line.
That is your call. Would Laura, though, want to zip line?
So yeah, Hawkeye would be like, yeah, good idea? No, not a good idea. All right, we'll get boots on ground then, I suppose. We'll
The sneaky way?
we'll stealthily get down off the building, and we'll see what we can do about sneaking our way. Try to avoiding the zombie hordes through the alleyways, and try to take as much cover as we can.
Okay, so I'll get you to roll an agility. We'll make this a group agility, but you're only as strong as your weakest link. So roll agility skill check.
Wolverine.
Based on your agility, and whoever has the lowest modifier is what we're going to use. If you guys are going together as a group. If you're separating, then it would be more individual. But if you guys are sticking together as you're sneaking.
Oh God, if I had that option, Hawkeye would have zip line.
She would have been like, all right, see you later, dead meat. Okay, cool.
All right, 2 4s and a 2.
Target, it's not a very difficult because you are trying to sneak past the zombies and their vigilance isn't amazing. So you're only looking at it like an 11. Target number 11.
Well, we rolled a 4 on the Marvel, a 2 and a 4, so that gives us 10 on the dice, and the 3 is my lowest agility, non-combat.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to avoid the milling groups of zombie mobs. You don't make any noise above the rest of the noise of the city that's happening in the ambient background.
Okay.
You're not spotted. So you manage to crawl your way to the tower. You kind of go up the rubble as carefully, as quietly and slowly as you do. There's no real sheer climb to it. It is really just kind of going up a mound to a top. But you are careful enough not to disturb any rocks or concrete or slip on anything and send anything falling to the ground. So you do make it to the top of the rubble where you do see this elevator shaft of a sort. It has a chunk of the concrete wall forming that shaft had fallen over and kind of acted like a lid on top of this opening. Now it is still stuck by some rebar, so it is kind of just like teetered right on top of it. So you believe with maybe enough, like a lever or something like that, or with good enough shove, that you can lift this chunk of concrete wall off of the opening of the elevator shaft to be able to fit inside enough to rappel down. So in order to lift this chunk of wall up, we'll need a melee skill check to make sure you can lift it.
So we're trying to, do we have any like other metal bars around there for like leverage? So leverage?
Yes, you could probably find a chunk of rebar. Then you have a little chunk of concrete on the other, so it's pretty heavy to haul over there. And you probably could makeshift some sort of lever. So I will give you an edge on this. Also, if you want to employ your
hand to
kind of lift whatever, or use this repulsor beam to kind of try to push on the top of it as well too.
Sure.
So I'll lower the difficulty challenge for you if you're going to employ Matt Nurse's hand there, the gauntlet.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to...
Perfect. Yeah, so we'll take that down from a 15 to a 14. So we'll have to have a melee check with... Both you guys are working on it. Okay. And you've got...
Well, Laura's got a pretty good non-combat for melee, so we'll add that.
Well, you sure... And then Clint will be helping with maybe the lever or whatever else, so that'll be the edge. So with an edge. Get some Marvel again. With an edge... Turns it into almost another.
Once again, fantastic. Always a bridesmaid, never a bride. Oh, well. Okay, so we got a Marvel, a 6 and a 4.
Okay, so look at 16 just by that, plus Laura's strength is more than what you needed. Yeah, so target was 15.
We crushed it.
You crushed it regardless. And with that Marvel, I'm going to say that you were able to lift it up in a way, and quietly as well, too, that it did not disturb any of the mobs around you. No one noticed this. It actually lifted up in quite a way that the rebar actually held, and it kind of maybe teetered a little bit, but the opening it's nicely wide open. It's easier for you guys to get into. There's even some grab areas where you can attach like a rope or anything if you rappel down. So you have a clear entrance down into it. Now, it's a dark elevator shaft. It goes down, well, it's hard to tell from it because you can't see the bottom.
Well, we don't know what floor to get off of either in terms of how deep.
The doohickey will kind of give you like an elevation as you're getting closer. We'll kind of ping and let you know.
All right. Yeah, pulling out into the racks, we heard that there were waterproof matches and glow sticks.
Yeah.
I think glow sticks obviously the obvious option here, so we'll crack a glow stick, shake it.
Yeah.
Let it go down the shaft, and we'll see how deep that pit goes.
So it'll drop about 10, 20, about 30 feet and go and hit like the metallic roof of an elevator car, and it kind of just rests there. So you can kind of just see the dim light glowing down at the bottom of the shaft.
30 feet below, okay.
Yeah, so we
have enough rope
30
for
feet.
that?
Yeah.
All right, so we'll tie the rope off, attach it strongly, and then we will rappel.
Awesome.
Down.
Okay. So go down
30
to
feet. Yeah.
So the roof hatch to the elevator car is already open. The glow stick fortunately did not fall through the hatch; it just fell onto the roof beside it. But peering inside, it's still dark in the inside of the car. But
no power.
So there's no power. There's no power going on there. But you do see some flicks and some flashes of some sort of light, maybe something sparking. You're getting the impression that where this car stopped, the doors are open to the room that it would have taken you to, and you can see some flits and flashes of something sparking. It's a little bit of light flicking and flying. It could be.
Can I do signing to the hand to recon? So to sort of like hover down there and take a quick look and then come back and say if it's all clear?
100%, yeah.
Cool.
So Night Nurse's hand will get that, give you a thumbs up, and it will hover down a little bit on its repulsor beam and kind of fly in there. And I don't know how this thing sees or what it's going to see, but it kind of usually gets its senses almost like echolocation a little bit, like from like how Daredevil would see. It just kind of gets its sense of this feeling.
Have any sensors inside the glove?
Just like a little hatch will open up in the back of the gauntlet, and it'll do like a little scan of the area. Like a little blue light will cascade out or extrude out, and then kind of like just scan the walls of the whole building of the room that it floated into, and it'll kind of close back down and then hover back out and sign to you that it is dark inside. It's lowly illuminated. There are some lights blinking on and off. Some pipes have broken down from the ceiling and dripping water inside. There's like maybe a few inches of water that's flooded the floor in there, and I'm just calling it water to be nice. And it's a large room. It's like maybe 60 feet by 60 feet. It's a workshop.
Okay.
It's in horrible disarray, and it's very poorly illuminated.
And looking at the doohickey device we keep referring to.
Yes, and your doohickey device does indicate that you are very, very close to it now. It's kind of like it's vibrating or pinging. Yeah.
Yes, we'll get in there, and we will make our way towards the workshop.
Okay. So you guys are going to stealthily enter into Tony's workshop. Who do you think is going in first?
I think maybe the best chance would be for Laura to sort of use her heightened senses to again make sure she's getting any sort of ideas to whether there's something's moving or if there's a smell that would indicate, other than maybe she's already picked up sort of a smell of zombies in the area, if there's any of that going on. So I think Laura, Wolverine, would start
first one in,
moving stealthily into the room.
So the
workshop
swings down from the roof of the elevator and just kind of quietly lands down here. So as she's coming in here, I'll get you to give me a vigilance check.
Character can sense things roughly twice as far away as normal. They also have an edge on vigilance checks to perceive things. So do I get an edge?
Yeah, I'll give you an edge on this. Yeah, as you're stealthily scouting the area here. Yeah. Another marvel.
Oh no, I'm wasting them. So we got 2 5s and a marvel. And let's re-roll. I guess it doesn't matter. Okay, it's back into a 5. So 2 5s and a marvel.
Don't even need to assign a target number at that point with that roll that high. But
sorry.
Well, no, it was my fault. I didn't say the target number first. Yeah, I was gonna set it at like a 13, but you again crushed it with that roll and with the marvel.
Yeah.
I'll let you know that as she's coming in here, she's mostly using her nose and other senses because it is very dark in here. It would be kind of shutting down her ability to see. If she's still got some glow sticks or whatever light sources, like she can see around.
Well, I don't think she wants to give herself away. No, I think this point in time she's going to go as stealth as possible.
Okay, so mostly she's using nose. Now, there is a very strong sense of sewage. So we think like an old sewer line, and something had broken, burst down here. That's where there's a lot of brackish water that's kind of coated the floor around here as well too. And again, some light fixtures are sparking and flashing, and some electrical sockets as well too are sparking and flashing. And very few lights around the perimeter of this large room are very dim at best, and kind of illuminating the back walls just a little bit.
Right.
But she does get some sense of like some oils, some mechanical grease, that sort of regard. So is she looking more for combatants, or is she actually on task and looking to find one of the 3 things that we need? As a reminder, we need tools, we need a power converter,
right,
and we need the power source.
Well, if she's got a sense that there's, as far as she's aware, there's nothing down there that's going to bite or scratch.
A lot of what she's smelling right now is just coming from like
just
anything
workshop
smell of rot or anything like that. She's not really 100% picking up.
Then Hawkeye will be close by, but she'll mention to Hawkeye that the coast seems to be clear.
Okay.
And then, so we need to look for some tools. We need to look for a power source as well, and a converter.
Yeah.
We're hoping to find all these things here.
The doohickey is saying, like, it's not like a pinpoint GPS, like it's in this room. And that's basically the best you're gonna get from the doohickey. But with the marvel on your dice, because the walls on the edge are illuminated, with that marvel, you're going to see that you do see some tools located right about here on this workbench that still has some dim light illuminating. So there are some pretty unique Stark Tech tools here that look like they'll almost like a jack of all trade kind of like army Swiss knife of the tools. Everything you need.
Sonic screwdriver, basically.
Here.
Yeah.
Sonic screwdriver. Yeah.
The Stark Sonic screwdriver.
Yeah. If you want Marvel and that vigilance check, I'll say like you do need the tools are over here. However, a power converter, the exact location still eludes you.
Yeah. So Laura would indicate where the tools are that she saw.
And Clint's coming down now?
Yeah, if Clint would have already been for sure in the shaft as well, and he's going to start moving in as well now that Laura sort of gives him the all clear.
Okay.
So they're going to go about trying to find. Well, Laura already knows where the tools are, so she's going to start heading towards that to collect those tools.
Okay.
She'll be stealthily, she'll be moving around quietly, but she doesn't seem to get it with that sense. There doesn't seem to be anything there. We still need to try to find that power source. So
okay, so it's going to be a vigilance check, and unless you're using a light source, it's going to be with trouble.
the hand sort of have like a light on it as well.
I'll give you the hand can probably have another little thing that will pop out of the wrist and maybe shoot like a low light beam. So we could have
Kind of like a
flashlight.
flashlight sort of moving around.
I'll give you that. So is the hand hanging out with Hawkeye?
Yes.
Okay.
I want.
And Daredevil's Billy Club, is that with Laura?
The hand will be with Hawkeye. The baton will be with Wolverine, Laura Kinney.
Okay. Perfect.
And Hawkeye's wearing that jacket. The Avengers
Hawkeye's
jacket.
got the jacket on. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, great. So the hand, yeah, we'll it's like a, sure. It'll have a little, it's Stark Tech, it's magic. So it'll have a little flashlight that it can shine around for you. You said you were specifically looking for...
We're trying to locate the power source. Like anything that
Okay.
would seem like a power source that we can use
Okay.
for this time.
So you start moving slowly and the flashlight's kind of guiding you around. And is there a certain area you want to head to first to start looking for it? Because I mean, this is just like a straight up check. But with that vigilance, like I'm going to let you know, like the closer you get, and I don't want to dictate which direction you want to go. Well, he's moving slow, right? Is he still moving stealthy?
Yeah, obviously we're not in a super we're in a super rush, but we're not going to be noisy about it.
So he's going to start noticing these shelves here. Do you think he'd start moving towards these shelves, or maybe towards these? You can start seeing like the edge of these boxes over here.
It's a good choice. I mean, he'll start looking at the shelves, and if he doesn't see anything there, he'll keep moving into the room and
So he's going in about yay.
Sure.
So
Do a
yeah,
vigilance?
so you can do a vigilance check. Yeah, just no edge, no trouble. Straight up check. And target number is going to be 13 again.
All right, we had a 5 on the Marvel and 2 3s. All right, so that's 14.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, you beat your target number 13. So you start moving in. With that vigilance check, you were more concentrated on a power source. Now you don't see the power source here on these shelves.
Okay.
But nothing jumps out at you as a potential problem, but you don't quite see anything that you're looking for on these 2 racks, unfortunately.
Okay.
But you don't trip, you don't fall, you don't
Yeah.
take a mouthful of brackish water.
Yeah, so Hawkeye will just be like, clear here, moving in. Laura will start moving towards the tools, I presume.
Okay.
She identified those tools, so
Is she going to beeline straight for the tools then, or?
yeah, I mean, she'll keep her eyes open for anything else that may seem
Okay.
like a power source, but I mean, anything that
Yeah,
she thinks
keeping her
is
eyes peeled.
glowing.
Yeah. And then moving more so directly
Yeah.
towards these tools.
Yep, she'll start heading towards
Say,
the
yeah,
tools.
she'll
Careful.
get about, about here, moving through this brackish water. It's not enough to slow her down too much, but yeah, she's closer. She's a lot closer to this wall that's being again illuminated, and she can definitely see the tools a little bit better.
I don't know if she'd know which tools to grab. Like she would go for a wrench, or if she'd go for a screwdriver.
There seems to be something that for welding. There seems to be something for screwing. There seems to be something for prying. There seems again, it's like the Swiss Army knife of all tools. It seems to be like there's a multitude of them there, right? That can do like multiple different jobs.
Again, I don't know if she's got like a backpack or something, but whatever she can grab and stow with her,
Yeah.
she'll snap that up.
Okay, so she can start loading up on the tools. What about Hawkeye? We haven't found.
Yeah,
the
he'll
power
move on.
converter.
He'll move on from those crates and start moving into the next crates. That's slightly
So
into
heading
the-
more. This
Yeah.
is just flashing the light forward. You can see another rack
right.
here, or a container here, or some boxes over here. So which direction do you think you want to start heading towards?
He'll start heading towards the shelf.
Okay, perfect. All right, so we can make it over here well enough. Okay, so give me a vigilance check. Target number 13. See if
Okay,
we
we're
what
still
we find
looking.
here.
Okay, so we got a 6 on the Marvel, a 4 and a 1, so we're looking at 14.
Yeah, perfect. It takes a little bit of rummaging around. You kick over some of the box, move some stuff around a little bit, but you do find something based on your time spent in the Avengers Tower, around tech devices, stuff like that, labs that you worked on your trick arrows.
Yeah.
You know a power converter when you see one. And You happen to find one in one of these boxes here on the shelf.
Is it from Toshi Station?
Interesting enough, that's the brand name, Toshi, yeah. You found a Toshi power converter. So yeah, another objective completed. Woo! So perfect.
2 out of 3.
2 out of 3 have been collected, yes.
Still looking for the power source, though, which we know is somewhere in this room.
Yes.
That's what the Fantastic Four, aptly named Doohickey,
Yes.
is telling us.
Yep.
Laura's up to go to
Laura's
start searching. I don't know. She'll just do a perimeter. She'll start heading towards the. She'll start heading straight towards the big power thing in the corner there. Just maybe
Over here?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
'Cause that's sort of. It's got a glow to it. Maybe that's a power source. Maybe something in there is the power source.
You know what, I'm just gonna pop her over here for a second here. And as she's looking over here, give me a vigilance check.
Sure. I'd
walking over.
love to do that for you.
Another Marvel.
Marvel.
Target number is 13. Let's see if she can get.
Okay. Well, actually, no, she can. Even with that Marvel, we got 2 2s.
Right, brings us to 10.
A 2, so we're at 12.
Okay, so with your heightened senses, actually, you do have an edge on this roll. So you're at 12 right now. Give me another roll die.
Yeah, so it was a 6. A Marvel, a 6, so that's 12. 13, 14, so 15, 16 is the total.
Yeah, perfect. She starts heading over this way and she's about to trip over this console, but she ends up like regaining her balance, so she doesn't actually go face first into this water here. But she goes down to a knee, and when she gets back up, she notices that things get displaced, moved around, and like a light flickers on conveniently enough for her in this area, and she realizes that there is absolutely nothing in this area that looks power sourcey, and she's not really getting a sense that this area is the correct location. At this point in time, like I will say that her heightened senses might kick in after she regained her footing, and she smelt something a little rotten over in this area over here.
Okay.
As the brackish water kind of shifted and moved, that kind of fell in and rippled it a little bit.
Okay. She'll go, psst, psst, Clint, stop. Stay right there. As she, then she's going to stealthily start moving towards where she smells the rotten thing, which we're obviously very concerned about.
It's now Clint's turn. What's Clint, Hawkeye, going to do?
So he'll hear Laura's warning, and I guess he'll sort of more hone in and focus on what might be over there. And
shine the light over there with the...
Yeah, so the light's just kind of like, he'll be like looking over there, and then just naturally the light will just sort of shine over there just to see what this thing might possibly be.
Okay.
So the light will shine over there. And then he...
this area here?
Yeah. And then is there any way for him to sort of like scout out or try to determine if there's anything in there, either being a power source or being...
Because there's some stuff in his way, you have to like pop up a little bit higher if he wants to get more eyes on. So right now he's really just kind of seeing the top of this crate and like this water tank here and the side of this fallen over shelf here. So if he wants to pop up on something or use some of his movement to get on top of something and maybe look down, do a vigilance check from that point.
Yeah, whatever can get me an advantage point of trying to look like
so use some of your movement. You can pop him up here. And then looking in this area here, give me a vigilance check. And if the light's shining over there, you can, it's a straight check, no disadvantage, no trouble.
Ooh, whoa.
Target number again is 13.
Looks like hot dice have gone cold. Yeah, we've got, I don't know what I can do with that. No edges. So I got a 2 on the Marvel, a 2 and a 1. That's very cold.
So that's basically
definitely
low, almost the lowest you can roll.
Almost as low as you can go, absolutely. With no edges, then my total is 8.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a fail.
Unfortunately, yeah, you don't see anything.
Okay, not making out anything. It's just too dark. We're just not seeing it. So he'll just shrug back to Laura, like
the water kind of moving around a little bit. Like nothing's really disturbed. Nothing's popping out. It's like
there's nothing there.
Well, you got some movement left. Do you want to?
Yeah. So he'll. I don't know. I mean, anything that he thinks might have a power source. So any piece of machinery that he would see, he'd start moving towards.
Okay, we got a machine here, kind of a power conduit of some sort over here.
Well, the word power conduit.
it's dilapidated, it's fallen, it's broken, but maybe some of the scavenge from it. Who knows?
All right. Well, he'll look toward the machinery that's not that's just sort of directly, that you're pointing at there right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So
I don't know what you want to call that.
Go over here. Yeah.
Okay. What happens?
Well, he's used his action already to do the vigilance check beforehand, so let's just finish his movement. So now it's Laura's turn.
Yeah, if she still feels there's something over there, I think with her own senses, she's going to trust that.
Okay, so she's going to start heading over here?
Yeah, she's like with her nose out.
All right, sneaking as she goes. All right, she's going to start heading over here. How close does she want to get to the area? A little bit closer?
Well, I mean, as close as she can get until she finds what she thought was the source of...
Just put it right here and move some.
Of what she's looking for.
Okay, so right here, I'll get you to do a vigilance check again, target number 13.
With heightened senses, we will
have an edge.
Edge on that.
Pulls a Marvel.
Okay, that's
Marvel
a
and a
6
6 with an edge.
Marvel, can we do it? This will be like the third opportunity with the edge.
2. Slightly better.
All right. Anyways, we still have we're at a 16
16 is more
with a
than enough.
Marvel.
Okay. So you do start to see, as she starts shifting around, moves the boxes around, she does actually see some sort of light that kind of just starts to glow a little bit, like underneath the water a little bit, and it's almost like some sort of disc started to glow bright white and a warm yellow. She does believe that there's a Stark reactor. It's almost the shape of a reactor.
Like an arc reactor?
Sorry, an arc reactor, yeah. That's just below the brackish water.
Does it say proof Tony Stark has a heart on it?
She did not get a good enough look to read anything. She just knows that it is circular like that and it's glowing.
Okay, she'll go for it.
Okay, so she reaches down to try to grab this arc reactor out of the brackish water.
Yeah.
And as she reaches and clamps around it, something reaches up and clamps around her. And the head of an Iron Man suit just pops out of the water to come alive and stand up, still kind of holding onto her arm a little bit. It says, "Oh," in the voice of Tony Stark, "delivery. I haven't had food delivered since I had to eat Jarvis." And the power reactor starts to power up, and he gets ready to blast her with the arc that she's holding onto.
No.
Unity beam.
No.
Let's roll for initiative.
Marvel.
Because you're right, you did get a Marvel on that, so I will say that you're not completely 100% surprised. You maybe thought this was an armor of some sort that might come to life.
Well, I thought it was like the actual arc reactor just separated.
Yeah, separate there, yeah. But it's
not
actually
like
in the
attached
chest
to
plate
the
of it,
unit.
yeah. But when you started to pull up, I'll say that she was not caught off guard at all seeing this guy pop up like that. So I will say that you will get an edge on your initiative roll.
Cool.
With initiative rolled and an Iron Man popping out of the brackish water, getting ready to power up his unibeam that's from his arc reactor that Laura Kinney, Wolverine, has grabbed onto. We have Hawkeye actually going first,
Finally.
followed by Laura and then Iron Man,
All right.
unfortunately.
I think Hawkeye would recognize this is looking fairly rough. Like he's not looking like there's nothing in there.
Oh,
that's
we're
gonna
getting
worry
zombie
about.
vibes. When he came out of the water, the mask of his helmet had been kind of broken down around the jaw area, and you can see like Tony's like green, broken skin, and it's all ripped and torn, and his jaw's kind of hanging down just like a little bit, and the sinewy parts of his muscle and skin are kind of exposed. His armor doesn't look like in best shape, but it's still fighting condition.
Okay. He's going to see the unibeam charging up, and he's going to try to do something to take care of that. So he's going to go into his quiver of trick arrows. I'm not going to use the trick arrow that we prepared, but he is going to do a little quick flick of his wrist and a little rotating whir, and we're going to get a cryogenic head on top of that arrow, and we're going to try to freeze and completely paralyze. So hopefully that'll shut down this beam if we can hit it. We got to get a Marvel on it.
Okay.
But I think what we want to do is see if we can stop him from firing off that beam point blank.
Fair enough.
Right at Wolverine.
Okay. So target number, its agility defense is a 14.
Oh, okay, that's pretty steep. All right, let's see what we can do. Okay, now that little hand's still sticking around, right?
Oh yeah.
So I'll get, because of with my agility attacks without having the extra limb, per se, I can get an edge.
But how does it give you an edge? You got to narrate it for me.
Okay. She'll sort of, as the arrow's sort of knocked and ready to go, like the hand will just sort of like get right on there with the light and really kind of illuminate the target, sort of like give like a red line.
So and kind of maybe focus the beam a little bit, so kind of give him like a laser sighting.
Exactly, yeah. Sort of give him an extra bead.
Sounds good.
Yes! Marvel!
To a Marvel.
Let's do it.
Ah, crap.
6 Marvel 3. Yes, that's what we needed for this trick arrow to go off. Awesome.
All right, so that definitely breaks his agility defense of 14.
We got a 12 plus 18, 19, 20. That's a 21. Blackjack, baby.
Okay, 21 definitely hits. Okay, so what kind of damage are we looking at?
All right, well, it'll be double damage for the Marvel, and then we'll do the paralyze effect.
Okay, great. Oh, he's got damage.
Damage reduction?
Yeah, he's got damage reduction of -2.
Oh, all right. So that reduces the multiplier by 2. So it's 30 multiplied to 60. 60 damage.
Okay, so 60 damage. He's going to use his reaction to put a shield around his armor. So he pops an elemental protection energy, which is only 1. It's going to cost him 5 focus, but it only will negate 10 damage from that. Yeah, it only negates 10 damage. So we take only 50 damage from that.
And he's still
huge chunk. Right. And as he breaks out of this brackish water, you can see the water still kind of cascading down off of his armor.
Yeah.
So when he gets hit by this hydrogenic arrow, it hits his armor, it does a massive amount of damage, almost kind of goes like through the armor and punctures out the other side, maybe through his shoulder. And as it does so, his shoulder starts to freeze up and the water on his armor starts to freeze. And he almost fully gets encased in ice and becomes paralyzed.
He's like, yo, Tony, chill. And yeah, so it's very cool. Awesome. Now he's got some movement. Is there any cover that he might be able to take from where he is?
I mean, if he wants to drop down, you can hunker down behind some of this equipment here, yeah. Get some cover maybe back here. That's probably good.
So I try to get some cover.
Yeah, you can drop down and get some cover.
All right.
So that's Hawkeye.
Yeah.
Cool. All right,
Okay.
that brings us to Laura.
Well,
So his beam was still kind of powering up, and maybe her hand was still stuck on the arc reactor. It still kind of like gets a little bit of ice around it though too, but it's not going to impede her at all. It's just for flavor. So is she going to try to?
now she will have an edge on attacking paralyzed combatant.
Well, I don't think it's edge. I know that it's agility attacks. His armor would become 10, and I think melee attacks automatically hit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, close attacks automatically hit. Yep.
Okay, so she's going to do a focused fury. Does that cost? Yeah, 5 focus to do focused fury. She might be able to pump a little bit of extra damage into it. Yeah, so we'll do another 5 extra damage. So that will give us a little extra damage on there. So 10 focus, meaning it's going to give us an extra 5 damage.
Okay.
So furious attacks. The character makes a close attack with an edge, and for this attack, add +1 to the character's melee damage bonus for every 2 points of focus. That's 10. So we're going to add 5 points of extra damage to this attack. Yeah.
Fish for it.
Ooh. Okay. Yeah, we're just going to Marvel.
And
Okay.
another Marvel.
And we got a Marvel. Oh my gosh.
Well, this
Hey.
fight went quick.
She's looking to try to get that arc reactor out
Yeah.
too when she's going in there. So as she's digging in there, she sees the arc reactor powered up. She knows what we're going for, right? So she's going to just start digging right in there, just like a can opener, just try to get that.
So when her hand's
Heart.
still like on the chest line, she just kind of like pops the claws out,
Yeah.
goes right into him, and then
Well, yeah, she's going for the arc reactor, right? So now all of a sudden it's just the claws go right out, and she's just trying to exactly. Just
perfect. Just got him easy. I'm pretty sure you're going to do enough to take him out, but let's get the total number so we know.
Her melee is a 4. So damage reduce it to 2. So it's not a whole lot. Damage reduction 2. So it's a 6 times 2 is 12 plus 6. It gives me 18. Now I also pumped it, so I got an extra 5 on that. So 18 then goes to 23.
23, yeah. Okay.
Doubled.
Yeah.
46.
Yeah, that's more than enough.
That's-
Yeah, you only had 40 left.
Oh,
so,
wow.
yeah.
Okay.
So that takes them down.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yeah.
Well, that's a Wolverine for you. Okay, so she's like, yeah. So as Tony sort of pops out and he said that line to her, she's holding in her hand, she's cutting through his chest. She's like, "You can't scare me. Trust me, I've seen worse." And just starts cutting that arc reactor right out of him.
Yeah.
And she just grabs onto it and just pulls it right out of
As
his
it pulls out, it rips out of his chest. You see him kind of like electrocuting himself a little bit, and his eyes inside of his helmet start to glow and start to pop and start to melt. And then he just kind of like slumps back into the brackish water. And his final death throes as you rip out his
Tony's heart.
Yeah,
Or
his
lack
robotic
thereof.
heart. But yeah, perfect. So
crazy. 2 Marvels and
yeah, that was overkill. Marvel Zombie Iron Man goes down, and you have arc reactor in hand. Awesome. Now, that would bring us, because obviously Tony's not taking a turn, that brings us to the end of the round. But at the end of the round, that's when you hear another voice bark out from the darkness. And you hear from close to where the elevator shaft is, "You two make a lot of noise.
oh no.
It almost takes the fun out of hunting you." And
Ooh.
the OG Wolverine, 3 claws pop, the one arm missing. He only has his 3 claws as he starts to stalk towards you two through this brackish water. Now, I rolled initiative for him ahead of time. He got a marvel on that. So what I'm
crap.
going to do is just give him 2 standard actions. And basically that's just gonna give him enough to kind of like use his movement action, use another standard action to move up here. And then he'd have to use his other standard action to kind of close the distance. He's just gonna use all his action economy to get right up close with Laura Kinney, the new Wolverine. And as he's charging forward, you're also gonna hear a sound.
Oh no.
And swinging into action here. There's going to be a Spider-Man. It's like, holy crap, it's darker than I found here. Wait for my eyes to adjust. Adjusting. Nope, can't see a damn thing. And we've got a Spider-Man on the scene, knowing that there's some fresh meat around here somewhere. So yeah, we've got a zombie Wolverine and a zombie Spider-Man in to join the party. But you have everything you came here for. So really, the only thing you need to do now is just get the hell out of here.
Yeah. All right, what's the initiative order?
Initiative stays the same. That will be the bottom of the first round. Now, starting at the top of the round, Wolverine has the highest initiative. So Logan Wolverine. So he's actually going to go first.
That's not
So
good.
we're going to attack Laura. And he's like, you can't be her though. She's already dead. And he lunges at her with, actually we're probably just going to do, against Laura, grappling technique. So it's a melee attack against her melee defense. It cost me 5 focus. If successful, we do damage, but we also put you in a grab. Ready?
No.
Here's a pin here.
No. Woo-wee.
That's an 11 plus 6.
Yeah,
So
so
that's 17.
yeah, so 16's to hit.
Okay. So he goes in for a grab, puts his one good arm around her close, and just kind of like reaches back a little bit with his fangs. And he's getting ready for a nice juicy bite. But she will take a little bit of damage here from that attack. Got a 6 on the marble die. And she does have damage reduction.
Minus one.
Minus
yes.
1. Okay, so it's 3 points of damage. For sure. It wasn't
Just
a
the karma.
bite. It was just kind of like her grabbing and squeezing a little bit. So she doesn't have to worry about having her skin punctured into any of it.
Ouch.
30 points of damage.
Dad's going in for a hug. Bear hug. A Wolverine hug, I guess. Crap, so she's grappling. So she has to use
she's grabbed. The grab character nor their grabber can move unless they can carry the other person with them. She could carry him, but she would be moving at half speed. The grabber can let go at any time, but the grab character must escape to be free. Anyone making an attack against the entangled characters has trouble unless they don't care who they're attacking.
Yeah.
If you miss the attack, you actually might hit a friendly ally. Speaking of attacks, it is Hawkeye's turn.
Yeah, crap. Well, shooting into that mess might hit Laura. Oh, crap. I hate to break up this father-daughter moment. I didn't bring the proper arrow for this. All right, Hawkeye's gonna start parkouring up onto those boxes there to start making his way towards the exit. Now, Laura has the arc reactor with her.
Yeah. Sure.
And the tools. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
all right.
she's got the tools.
Got to get her out of there. Shooting into that melee, though, is going to be a problem. I wonder if I can shoot both of them. Slow motion dodge shot.
Okay.
Go up in the air. Going to try to shoot both Wolverine and... Oh, how does this work, though? Because it'll be a trouble if I try to shoot into Wolverine, but it won't be trouble if I try to shoot...
But your hand will give you an
edge.
So
Yeah.
we'll have to figure out how that's all going to work. So they're not, you can do that. Okay, we'll have to put all cards on the table in this case. Like, you're going to have trouble here, right? And that edge is going to cancel out. But he's also going to use a reaction to give this trouble as well, too. So I would say, to be kind of fair about this, I'd say you use
One shot against...
Yeah, I'd say you get just a straight up shot. In here and here, the trouble and the edge will negate.
Damn it. Dice have gone cold.
Spider-Man has a very high agility.
No,
Defense.
I know. Okay, what is Spider-Man's defense?
18.
Okay, so I was going to use combat trickery to turn this into a marvel.
Yeah.
And then I could use a karma, which I roll as 1,
Okay.
into a 5. So now,
Okay.
because 6 plus 6 is 12, 19, 20.
Okay, great.
So 20 on a marvel with combat trickery, flying through the air, shooting at both of them with my cryogenic arrows, because I didn't switch it. So still firing cryogenic arrows. I'm getting the fuck out of here. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go! He flies through the air shooting his arrows. Using my combat trickery. And a karma.
Up here. As he leaps over here,
Yeah, so awesome. He's just flying through the air. He gets off those 2 arrows. And because we did combat trickery to make the Marvel to make the dice a Marvel,
Yeah.
we will be doing double damage and they will be cryogenically frozen, paralyzed.
Yeah.
So that'll hopefully give us a chance to get the hell out of here.
That's okay. Let's calculate the damage first for Wolverine because
All
I'll
right.
attack my 3. He has damage reduction -1.
Okay, so it's a 5 times 6, 36. All right, so Wolverine was 36 damage.
Cheapers. Right off the friggin' hop.
And Spider-Man's own rotten bones wasn't fast enough to get past
No.
this arrow.
I guess that light was shining in his eyes and distracting him. Like, what the heck? Get that out of my... And this arrow just goes right through his chest, sticks out his back. And he's like, not cool.
Yeah,
And then freezes
not
up.
cool. I love it.
So let's do the damage for Spider-Man then.
All right, well, does he damage reduction?
No damage reduction.
6 times 6 is 36 plus 6. Then that's 42.
Okay, 42.
So they take regular damage,
Regular damage,
but they
so
are paralyzed.
now they're paralyzed. So the shot that came in at Wolverine just missed Laura Kinney, and Wolverine had his mouth open and was about to chomp onto it, but the cryogenic arrow just kind of right through the mouth, out the backside.
Freezing
and
the jaw.
freezing around his jaw. So he's got a mouthful of ice right now, and it kind of spreads down the rest of his body and gets a little bit on Laura, but she's able to kind of wiggle and squeeze away and get out of it. So essentially she's no longer grabbed at this point.
Oh,
Obviously.
great.
Yeah. Cool.
All right.
So that's Hawkeye.
Yeah, so he currently just sort of flying through the air as he's firing those things off right now.
Mid-air right now.
Yeah.
Going down the order, that does bring us to a very frozen Spider-Man at the top of this shelf here. On his turn, because he can't do anything else, he's just going to try to break free this ice. Set target number of 20, so you can only add a +6 to this. Ooh, probably not amazing. No, I don't think that's going to do it. 9, yeah, no, definitely not. 9 plus 6 is only a 15, so it doesn't even get close. The Troglodyte's like, so this is what it's like. He's just webbing up people. It's like, webs are still cooler. Well, figuratively speaking. But he fails to break free, and he can't do anything else. He can't move. So as lackluster as that is, that's Spider-Man's turn. That brings us to Laura Kinney, Wolverine.
So it should be like, yeah, thanks for the hug, thanks for the quality time, Dad. And then she's just like, she's breaking free.
Yeah.
I think the intention is to get the heck out of here as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
So she's not going to, for whatever reason, she doesn't feel compelled to take any attacks towards her father. She's going to just start booking it. She'll use her full 5 movement. And then if you'll allow, she'll use her action to pull out the billy club and then just use like a web sling act as another action.
Yeah. Okay.
So like as like a
she'll
dash or movement action, or however you want to.
Okay, so start branding her 5, and I'll get her about here or so. And then she'll convert her, because it's a movement action, the ziplining is a movement, so we'll have to say we're converting your action into a movement.
Movement,
Yeah.
okay. And then but movement.
But that movement will be the 15.
Okay, so she used her action to move, and
spaces.
now her movement will be to 15.
Zipline, fit the spaces, and that's easily going to get her back within the elevator shaft there, where she can now start climbing
She'll
back.
start using her claws to climb up or whatever she is.
Yeah.
Well, I guess.
I mean, the rope is still there, yeah, so she just jumps up to the roof of the elevator shaft and start climbing. But she'll have to do that on her next turn. So that brings us back to the top of Wolverine's turn. Wolverine, again, still frozen until the beginning of Clint's turn, for at least for one turn, right? But he can try to break free, much like Spider-Man did. He's just trying to break free of the ice that's got him encased. So he's using his action to break free. Target number is 20. This is melee. Maybe.
Got 12 on the die.
12 on the die, plus 6 to that. 12 plus 6 is only 18. So unfortunately now Wolverine's still not able to break free, but it is thawing a little bit. He cracks it and he's like starts chomping down on the ice that's filling his mouth a little bit and starts breaking and ice chunks fall down on it, but he doesn't quite break free enough. That's his turn, can't move. Clint? Hawkeye's up next.
Yeah, so he's still flying through the air, so he'll land, be prone, but make it look real cool.
Yeah.
Do a
Land
quick
on his knees.
acrobatic somersault, and
Oh,
then he'll do the same thing as Laura. So he'll use one of his arrows to sort of do a zip line, I think,
Okay.
with some rope that he had. So he'll convert his action into a run.
Yeah.
And then he'll
To
zip line.
movement speed. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
So he'll convert his
or
action to
over
movement speed,
there.
and he'll use his one narrative arrow that does give him also the zipline action. Shoot into the elevator shaft.
Yeah,
and
and
fall
he'll
right
say-
after Laura.
Never underestimate the guy shooting sticks with string. And then he's just out of here.
Never estimate a guy shooting sticks with string. Fair enough.
I don't know if that's enough to get away from them, hopefully, but
Here's the dealio. They're basically just at the front of the elevator shaft. Spider-Man would now kind of break free of the chiropractic hold from the ice arrow because it only lasted for one turn. That turn is come and gone.
Yeah.
So Spider-Man is now clear and free and sees them making a break for the elevator shaft. But a spider trapping a fly sees an opportunity come once in a lifetime, and lands right down here and shoots some web trapping to fill up that elevator shaft space. So,
That's what I figured. He's just going to web everything up.
the character fills up to 5 spaces with sticky web, and infected spaces are considered difficult terrain. Any characters that start their turn or move into are affected and must make an agility check with target number 16 or be paralyzed. So that's what Spider-Man's going to do. He drops down there and he fills the elevator shaft with the sticky web. But this type of webbing isn't like the Spider-Man webbing we're used to.
No.
It kinds out a little more gooey and drippy and slimy and well, it's all very sticky.
Like veins? It's not shooting his veins at us.
A little bit, yeah, and it's just kind of sloppy and wet, but it still fills the area. It's still very sticky. It's more like going like sticky goo.
Ugh.
It completely fills the area here in sticky webs.
Ooh, yuck.
Spider-Man's like, where are you going? Stick around. He webs the whole area up. After Spider-Man's turn is Laura Kinney Wolverine.
Right.
So,
Is she like in position? She just start.
yeah, there's still that.
No, she doesn't
you'd have
wall
to-
crawl, but
You have to get into
climb
the
it.
elevator,
Okay, yeah.
jump up through the hatch,
Yeah.
and then your rope is still there.
Yeah.
But I mean, she's got claws, and claws are cooler than
You
rope,
were-
so she could just kind of like
Oh
wall
yeah,
crawl up there.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, she doesn't wall crawl.
If she
but
wanted
close
to.
enough.
It would be just as fast.
Flavor it.
But at the top of her turn, because she is stuck in ooey gooey sticky webs, she has to make
oh no.
an agility check.
Did she do anything about this?
Target number 16.
At the start of her move, we're just seeing if she is caught.
Yeah, we're seeing
Okay.
if she's stuck. Otherwise, it's just difficult terrain for her.
So she hasn't used an action for this. This is just
No,
to
just
see-
to see if she's caught in it. Yeah.
Oof, I don't think so. Oh shoot. Got 11, 12, 13. I'm at 13.
All right, so we'll say she's paralyzed right now in webs. You can burn a reaction to try to break free of these webs with a melee
Okay, that'll be
action check.
better than agility.
Target number is still 16.
Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy. Come on. Let's go. Hot dice. Well, maybe. All right, 6 and 6 is 12 plus another 6. That'll give us 18.
Wow.
Yeah.
So she uses her
So that gives
reaction.
us
As
an
soon as she
18.
finds herself trapped, she quickly reacts, breaks it with her adamantium claws,
Yeah.
slices through these ooey gooey, sloppy webs.
Ugh.
It doesn't seem to have the same strength that the Spider-Man that she knows from her multiverse, so she's able to break free. Now, it's still difficult terrain in here, but basically it's all she needs to do is jump up, which will take 2 squares of movement, and she can get into the hatch of the elevator roof and then just start climbing.
Does she still have the billy club?
Yeah, that's true
Jump
too.
up
Yeah,
there?
she can still zip line up a little bit as well too. It will get her.
The shaft? How deep
Yeah, the shaft
is?
are only down like 30, 40 feet.
Yeah. Anyway,
So her zip line will get her after actually.
whatever it is to get her out of the webbed up elevator shaft.
Yeah.
Or she can just climb up. Either way, like if she's got her action to climb up and then her movement still, she'll use her movement to zip line.
I would say like because it's just more than it needs to be. Like she can just shoot like the billy club through the opening in the hatch of the elevator right to the top of the elevator shaft itself and get the heck out of here. Yeah. So just with the zip line alone, that should be enough.
Yeah, if that's what
I mean, that is just her movement, so she would have an action available to her if she wants to try
Well,
to do anything else.
she still has an
maybe she
action
can try to.
available,
Like,
yeah,
I'll let you have the action if you want to try to like cut a way around these webs to try to make it easier for.
like just sort of cut a path through some
Cut
of
a path,
that.
yeah, cut some of this stuff with an action. She wants to cut away some of these webs, and that will make it a lot easier for Clint to break free with this.
I like
just-
that.
yeah,
I like that option better.
Yeah. Let's have her
All right,
use her
let's-
action to cut other stuff, and then she'll just zip line out of there. Yeah.
That's great. I love it.
Sure.
We've got 10, 14 plus 6, that's 20.
Okay, I was gonna set the target number again at 16 for cutting away all these webs. Easily clears that, so a lot of these webs fall away. Clint will have an edge on breaking free, and I'll say that it's no longer difficult terrain once he does.
Awesome.
Okay, so she does that, and then she zip lines out of here, and she's gone onto the top of the elevator shaft. Okay, that brings us to this Wolverine, who finally breaks free of the ice,
Yeah.
shakes it off, coughs out the ice, then roars, "Rah!" and just starts running, but he doesn't have enough to get anywhere close to Clint. So that brings us to Hawkeye.
Awesome.
Hawkeye is potentially still suck. He has to make an agility check to make sure the webs that did stick to him aren't pinning him down, but he has an edge on this.
Would you also give it as an ability check with the repulsor arm just kind of shooting out the webs as well to get double edge on that?
If you want to use that or something like grabbing something like this, sure. I'll give you all the edges you want. Have double edges at this point.
I just want to get out of here.
Fine.
I don't know if I'll need it, but sure, we'll do this. So we're looking at 14 plus an agility.
He breaks free, and it's no longer difficult terrain because Laura had cut a path.
So he's just. So
you have to do a little bit more movement to get into the shaft. 1, 2, and then jump up to get on top.
Do I have another grappling arrow, or is it just the one?
Where did he use it earlier?
Well,
to get over here?
To get over there, yeah.
I'll say he grabs it as he runs by.
Oh, yeah.
You can
awesome.
reuse this one. Kind of quickly hits a button, resets it. But you got to give me 5 focus for that.
Fine. I'll spend the 5 focus.
Perfect. 5 focus that. You can repurpose that zipline arrow because he's able to grab it again because basically it's right where he shot it to anyways.
Yep.
And then zip lines out of there and catches up with Laura. And they both book it towards, I guess they start sprinting.
Yeah, they're heading towards the taco
fire,
taco machine.
Yeah. Taco truck, sorry.
The taco truck.
Zombie mobs do see you guys running, but you're easily able to outpace them. They have no melee weapons. I mean, they start to scrabble after you guys. Give me a group agility check. Target number is only going to be 13 for this. This is just to incorporate how quickly you're going to get to the truck and how quickly you can start back up and how many mobs get close to you as you do so.
Whose agility modifier am I using?
Your worst.
Damn.
Because you're only strong as your weakest player here.
All right. So a Marvel.
Nice.
Plus a 4 and a 2. So that's 12 plus Laura Kinney's Wolverine's agility modifier is only a 3. So that's 15.
Okay. More than enough. Yeah. Yeah. You guys get there in excellent time. You're easily able to pace those mobs of hungry zombies that are chasing after you. By the time you do reach the taco truck and Clint maybe fumbling with the keys a little bit, you both get inside. He kicks it over. And as soon as he starts it up, he does see Spider-Man kind of web line up to the top of the elevator shaft. Yeah. Wolverine presumably climbing that thing with his at least one good claw. I don't know. That's gonna be tricky for him because he's only got one claw right now. But he manages. But he's falling behind, so you don't see him pop out yet. But you do see Spider-Man at the top and get ready to web line over to you.
I hit the nitro.
So we go NOS.
Absolutely.
Hit the NOS.
Hang on.
Perfect.
And we're
and you power out of here. Okay, so if Hawkeye's driving.
Yeah.
Okay, give me an agility check with Hawkeye driving.
Oh.
See how fast you can get
non-combat
back. This will be non-combat,
nice.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm going to set this. You are trying to escape a Spider-Man trying to web sling after you, so I'm going to set this target number at a 15.
15?
You can pace him, see if you can kind of lose him.
So we have a 5 on the Marvel die, a 5 and a 2, so we're looking already at 12. Perfect. And his non-combat agility modifier is 9, so 21. Blackjack, baby.
More than enough. Again, with the NOS and everything, you just floor it, maybe run over a few zombies at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
Take out some of the
we're not dodging.
Yeah, no. Splattering up on the windshield. Wipers go off. Yeah, maybe wipe a few teeth away, and like some of them just suck down. How much for a taco? And falls off. And yeah, and then you eventually make it right back to where you started with tools to repair it, the power converter. And
Tony's heart
reactor still in the palm of Laura's hands.
Yeah, still beating.
You have everything you need to potentially get this thing back up and running.
Awesome.
Perfect.
Let's go.
Through Hawkeye's expert driving, you managed to get back here in decent time. Now, you do know that Spider-Man was trying to follow you. You do know that also your driving was done well enough and had enough speed that you managed to outpace him. So you don't know if you completely lost him, but you do know that he wasn't following you near the end when you did finally arrive back to where you left the broken portal device that you're trying to repair. Okay, so there's not a lot of time to operate if you want to get out of here before a massive horde, possibly a massive horde, comes upon you. You guys arrive back with the taco truck, you pull it back in position. Obviously Bob and Headpool are glad to see you. Headpool will be lifted up by Bob as he wants to talk to you guys. He's like,
finally, you guys made it back. I was worried you may have been hit by a snowplow or something.
no?
Well, you guys were off on your narrator-mandated fetch quest. Me and Bobby have been super busy setting up defenses. We've got barricades, we've got landmines, we've got grenade trip lines.
you can see for yourself that he's actually got these grenades kind of attached along like a trip line, but the trip line is made of like duct tape that's been kind of wound and spooled really tight to make kind of like a rope that he's got tied off between several different grenades. So
Handyman's secret weapon.
on the map here, you'll see that there's some yellow tokens. So those tokens are going to represent kind of like a string of hand grenades that have been tied together to act like a trip wire. So if anyone goes across that line, they'll trip the trap, pull the pins out of the grenades, and go boomy boom boom.
Oh yeah, we'll be careful of that. All
These green tokens here near the front are landmines. So if whoever would just stand on that, a landmine will go off and a big boom. So landmines we're going to actually treat it like they're suitcase bombs. The Marvel Multiverse RPG has a stat for that would basically be a multiplier of ×4. So Marvel Dice ×4 when that goes off.
Is there a vigilance check to see these things, or is it buried, or is it just
they
there?
will be gleefully telling you exactly where these things are, and from your point of view, he's going to really point them at you so you guys don't step on them. But they are hidden well enough that a zombie who's eager to chomp into your flesh will probably not be too observant to find as they are rushing towards you. That's what they've been doing while you guys have been gone.
Nice. All right. Great. And they got barricades up there too.
We got some barricades up there to hopefully slow some down.
Bob did it, but
Headpool and Bob would ask you, did you get the parts? Did you have everything you need?
we got the goods. Everything. Luckily enough, Tony had everything we needed. Go figure.
We're going home, Mr. Poole. We're going home. Then, because I think time is not on your side, as has it ever been, what we're going to do here is when you guys are ready to start implementing the fix.
Yeah, we left a trail of bodies behind us.
Yeah, literally.
But I'm assuming
I think there might be some body parts still underneath your truck that might be kind of crawling their way out.
Well, we certainly weren't quiet. We were mostly about haste to try to get back here before anything else. So, yeah, we're motivated to go move as quickly as we possibly can.
Perfect. Okay. So there's going to be 3 different tasks that this machine is going to require to get up and running again. So one of the tasks is going to be general repairs, meaning that someone's going to have to go check around the machine, make sure loose parts, there's no loose wires, everything's been reattached and kind of like fastened back together, right? And that no bits and parts are missing that look important.
And no black cats are messing with it.
No black cats are around anywhere at all, no. So that will require a vigilance check.
Okay.
The second task is going to be a logic check, which will be to install the power converter. And the most complicated task of the 3 will be the installation of the miniature arc reactor, which will be the power source to power this thing up.
Right. Okay.
Also requiring a logic check.
Kind of the jury rig. Like obviously it didn't come as equipped with an arc reactor, so we're gonna have to try to.
Yeah, that's what you need the power converter for, right? You're gonna have to connect the arc reactor to the power core and find a way to make sure the machine itself takes
the power source.
Source, well, yeah,
charge it right up.
It's all set up properly. So those will be your 3 tasks. Now, these tasks are going to take some time to do. You can rush these tasks, or you can take your time to make sure they're done right. So what this all means is the first 2 tasks, the general repairs and the installation of the power converter, you can do in X amount of rounds. Now, I'm going to set that in about 60 rounds. Some zombies are going to start showing up and start to attack, like Horde's going to show up and start coming at you guys. The first 2 tasks, these simpler tasks, are generally going to take about 30 rounds to complete. So repairs are going to take about 30 rounds, and installing the power converter is going to take about 30 rounds.
And then we still have one more task to do by the time the zombies are anticipated to arrive.
Correct. So if you want to rush those tasks, you can get it down to 15 rounds, but you'll have trouble on the ability check. If you really want to take your time, those 2 tasks are going to take about 45 rounds to complete. Still giving you about 15 rounds before zombie horde. The more complicated task is, of course, installing the arc reactor, make sure it doesn't go boom in your face, and make sure it's installed correctly.
And then if we fail, we're stuck here. And
yeah. Well, the third task is, as I was saying, more complicated. So it's generally going to take 45 rounds to do without rushing it or without taking your time. So if you do want to rush it, it'll take 30 rounds to complete. So you'll have trouble on that task. If you want to take your time and have an edge on installing this part, it will take the full 60 rounds. Otherwise, without rush or without taking time, it's going to be 45. If you find that you've completed a task and other people are doing task for you, or still working on tasks, and you want to do something else, like for Hawkeye, for example, if he wants to do a new trick arrow, replace the one he didn't use, then you can do that. Or if there's other tasks, maybe you want to do more preparation. If you have any more ideas how to better fortify this location, you can do that as well too. So 3 tasks. There's at least 3 people here with hands and fingers and able to like do the things. And you've got a head pool who could be constantly shouting motivation at you.
And we also have a floating hand. I don't know if that,
floating hand,
applies.
you can probably like hold the flashlight properly for you. Yeah, if need be.
Helpful.
So I'll give you the
Anyway.
your floating hand. I give you an edge for that.
I'm not sure if that-
but only one person can use it at a time.
Was Bob handy with a... well, he's handy with duct tape.
I'll tell you what.
Recognize that. Is he-
Bob would probably volunteer for something that would require, his best non-combat check would be between logic and vigilance. His best is vigilance because it's +2. But I mean, he doesn't really have anything else that's no traits or anything like that. That's really gonna give him any edges. But again, if you're working on this simultaneously, you might as well all start together, and then whoever finishes first can probably go help somebody else, or work on a trick arrow, or refortify.
Okay, so this isn't just one after another.
No, you can all work in this same time
So
together.
yeah. So Bob will do the inspection.
Okay.
Deadpool's going to inspire Bob.
Okay.
The hand will give the flashlight help to Laura.
Right, and just to let you know that installing the power converter is going to also be target number 13 for a logic check.
Oh boy.
So we'll start off with general repairs, then we'll do power converter, and then we'll do
Hawkeye will be the one.
the power. Spark reactor. Yeah.
And the tools that we got from Tony, these are just basic tools. They don't give any.
Basically, you can divvy them around, and they can all kind of use what they need to. Yeah. Okay, so this
Inspiration.
is Bob with inspiration. Now, are you going to take your time?
We're not going to rush just yet. No.
We're not going to rush. Okay, so
we need the inspiration. This is going to
take 30 rounds then. Okay,
out of the 60.
out of the 60. Yes.
All right. Okay. All right. Here we go. Come on, Bob.
Deadpool will be like,
Break out the duct tape, Bobby. Let's get to work.
We might be failing upwards. We got a Marvel on the Marvel die and a 1 and a 1. So we'll need this edge for sure because we are woefully short. We're sitting at an 8+2, so we're at a 10 right now.
yeah, for the vision. Yeah, you need 13. So you can't do worse than a 1.
Can't do worse than a 1. And we only get the 1 edge. Does he have any karma?
No, fortunately not for Bob.
Come on.
Ooh, that's not what you want to see.
No, but we did
Okay.
get a Marvel, so let's
Now-
fail upwards, shall we?
Yeah, there's a fail upwards. So what I'll do here is you still have, if you wanted to try this again, you can, because you still have at least 30 more rounds to go, right? So he has a second crack at this. We'll come back to this. He can roll again, but because you got a Marvel on this one, if Bob specifically attempts this task again, he'll have an edge because he's already done this once before.
Okay.
Because of that Marvel, okay?
All right.
So we're going to come back to Bob in just a minute because he's working away at this right now. We're kind of doing this simultaneously,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So
okay.
the first round didn't go, and he doesn't think it's going great, but we'll come back to that. Okay, so let's do Laura now. Laura's got a logic check.
I know.
It's
It's
target number 13.
+1 with a 13.
Yeah. Now, sorry, did you say Night Nurse's gauntlet?
Yeah,
is
it's
with
going to
her?
be sort of helping her out.
Okay,
in
yeah,
any
perfect.
way. Maybe
Great. I'll give her.
holding a tool,
Yeah.
using a flashlight, or giving some sort of thumbs up inspiration,
Yeah.
or pointing.
Perfect. Yeah, pointing things out. Maybe she can hold bolts or screws, whatever need to be done.
Whatever need to be done.
Ultimately,
We got an
yeah,
extra
hold the light,
hand
whatever
to do
needs to
it.
be done. She's got an edge on this one.
We need better rolls than this. Well, okay, we got
That's
a 2 on the
pretty
Marvel,
good.
but we got a 5 and a 6. We got 11, 12, 13, 14 total.
Yes, perfect. You
All
still have an edge, so if you want to roll that Marvel die, maybe get a
Yeah, sure.
Marvel on that to see how that helps.
No,
you
it's
look.
4.
Right.
So
Still an improvement.
Yep.
Okay, excellent. So she's working away and she's having some decent success, and she feels like everything's slotting into place
great.
pretty well.
Okay.
So, and then obviously she didn't rush that one.
no, she's also using her
And she didn't, take-
blades to sort of screwdriver in some.
Okay, so she went at a normal pace. She didn't speed it up. Okay, so
No, yeah, because we wanted
she's
the edge.
on target to finish this in 30 rounds as well too.
Although we didn't
Okay.
need it. But...
Now it's time for Hawkeye.
Oh, okay.
This one is very challenging.
Oh my god.
The target number for this one is
Very challenging.
Yeah, this one's going to be a 15. Okay, so here we go. He's got an edge.
We got an edge. His tongue is sticking out. He's got the sonic screwdriver and
Yeah, all
those special tools. He's just like,
Now, he's not going to rush this one. He doesn't want trouble.
no.
But is he going to take his time, take all 60 rounds, and get an edge for that? So
It's a double
effectively,
edge.
you'll have 2 edges for this. Yeah.
I have to make that decision before I roll.
Yes.
Yeah, he'd probably take his time to make sure he got it done right. Like
Okay.
he's not super confident
This will also
in
mean
it.
that he won't have time to work on a trick arrow.
Oh, boo. Like, oh.
So
Which is the one edge.
the
We're
one edge,
not
okay.
going to take too much time, but we're
Yep.
going to
Okay.
take as much time as we think we need.
target number 15. Let's go. No, just one edge then. We're not taking our time.
That's not going to do it. That's not going to do it at all. Okay, so we got 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're sitting at 10. Even if I get this to a 6, it's not going to be enough. That'll be 13. 14. I'll be at 14. There's no chance.
Roll your edge. See get the best you can.
It's a 2. 2 goes into a 4. That's still not enough. We got 8, 9, 10. Oh, sorry. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm sitting at 12.
Okay. You can spend some karma to reroll some dice as well.
But I have to roll into 6. Yeah, I need to roll this 3 into a 6.
Yeah.
And I'm not wasting a karma on that.
Okay. So we're gonna hold at what's the number again?
8, 9, 10, 11. So we're at 12.
Okay. So let's say 30 rounds have elapsed.
Okay.
We'll loop back around to Bob.
All right.
Bob's gonna
Yeah, that
this one more
marvel.
time.
Yeah.
Deadpool can give him a little more encouragement as well too.
Okay, what's
for an
Deadpool
inspiration. Deadpool's like,
Bob, maximum effort.
There you go.
we need this, buddy.
All right. Well, if we get an edge,
Yeah, he's got an edge for having done this once before and
All
an
right.
edge for inspiration.
we crushed it this time. We got 2 6s and a 5. 6 on the marble. We got it.
Deadpool and Bob would have to work on this for the entire duration now, up to the full 60 rounds.
So Laura's done.
So Laura did manage to finish, and there's still some time left. So I'll let Laura go over to Hawkeye
Yeah.
and try to help him out as best
With
she
the
can.
hand.
Well, it'd be a big group effort. There'd only be one additional edge I'll get you to spend on this one. If you want to spend karma at that point,
So he's still like he's the one that's got the sort of the soldering iron out. He's just like trying to get this thing dark reactor to convert and converge with the power.
So
converter.
Laura sees Hawkeye. I don't know, maybe he's getting short circuited a few times or shocked his fingers like he's just trying to work away. He doesn't seem to be having much success, but he's still working on it hard. So she's gonna head over there, try to give him a hand best she can.
So we're keeping the roll,
Yes.
which
So-
was a 4, 4, and a 3.
yes.
A 4 and the 3. The 3 has to get converted into a 6 in order for this to work. Because right now we're sitting at a 12, but that's his +1 to the logic. We got to convert this 3 into a 6. That's my only chance.
To get it done correctly, yes. So Laura comes over and what does she do to give him this edge?
Trying to convert this arc reactor to a power converter to try to get this darn thing to work. And he's working with the wires. He's putting his hand in there. He's just trying to lick them down and slice them then. And Laura just kind of helps him with slicing the wire to make sure there's enough copper extended with her claws there. And they're both sort of working on it. And Night Nurse's hand is sort of illuminating the area too. And it's just all sort of coming together and they're really focused in and they're dialed in.
Sounds good. Let's do this. 4. Closer. Do you want to spend a karma? Would you prefer, because Laura's now helping you, would you prefer Laura to spend a karma?
Sure.
Okay. I'll let you have Laura help spend a karma. You got
Well,
this. You
I'm
can roll a 6.
zombie food and this is
You can do this.
no, it's not gonna happen.
Not with that attitude, mister. 5. So close. There's still 15 rounds left. And you start to think that this isn't going to work, this is going to work. But then it starts to flicker. It starts to hum like a little bit. And it does start
The machine is starting to
the
power
machine
up.
just started to power up. It just flickered. Barely start to come back to life. It seems, although you don't think you got it 100% correct, you're very, very close. But it does start to hum a little bit and start to come to life a little bit. With the few remaining rounds you have left, I'll let Hawkeye really quickly,
duct tape a grenade to an arrow.
upgrade a grenade. Yeah, I wouldn't really have a lot of time to finesse a trick arrow any better. Like if you wanted to try and put some explosives into it, do an arrowhead or anything like that, another capsule for an arrowhead, I don't think that's going to work out. But if he wants to give me that duct tape and just start wrap a grenade to it, yeah, I'll let him switch out his trick arrow. We're going a little bit off book here, but he can switch his trick arrow to something like a little bit off the menu, and we'll allow
For
him
blowing
to
up
become
zombies though.
an explosive trick arrow. Yeah. Do you want to do that with your remaining 15 rounds?
We can't try to improve our odds. The machine's just on its own now.
There won't be enough time to kind of get back in there and fix anything again. It seems to be
We can hear the horde sort of
up and
avalanching towards
the
meat.
It's at that
Street
time
meat.
too that Laura would probably be hearing some commotion a little bit in the distance, and she looks back over there and she starts
We
seeing,
don't have time for this.
oh, it's just a horde of zombies just kind of shambling towards them.
Yeah. She's like, good enough. All right, battle positions. Go team street meet. Just like, all right. If there is any time, hastily can give me an exploding arrow. That'd be pretty cool.
Sure. So
In the
determined
circumstance.
and maybe a little frustrated and frazzled, Hawkeye will march over to Bob's rucksack, reach in and grab a
I wanna
grenade that he's
blow
got in there.
something up.
Yeah, and just grab a roll of duct tape and just start wrapping something together crudely as you can. But you'll still have to pull the pin off that grenade before he fires it. Great. So as you guys are getting battle ready for this horde that's starting to shamble and charge towards you, Laura, as she's starting to get in a defensive position and starting to get ready, do you think Laura would be kind of moving up a little closer to this barricade here?
If that's where the horde's coming, she would.
The horde is, it's starting to amass on, fortunately for you guys and
If there's a
table times.
defensive position she'd take. I mean, she doesn't want to just leave herself open for anything, but and then she's also wary of the tripwires too. I think that was there were some grenades buried around that area.
Yeah, those are the yellow tokens. They're all aware of it. Yeah, they know where they are.
I mean, she'd probably want to get into striking range if she's supposed. But at the same time, she has to get back to the portal, right? I don't want to leave her. She'll be within as long as she's within running range or movement of the portal, so she can quickly get back to the portal if needed or defend it. But she wanted to try to at least be the first line of defense with her melee abilities.
What about Hawkeye there? You want to try to get him up a little high and stay within 5 at least?
Yeah, if there's a way to stay within movement range of the portal in case we have to LFG right into the thing.
Here you go. I think Laura still has the Billy Club, right? So she still has a zip line.
Yeah.
And what about Bobbert? Or Bob, Agent of Hydra?
So he's a melee, not a melee, but he's a more of a ranged combatant.
Yeah.
I mean, wherever he's going to get a great shot of to put that grenade launcher to good use.
That's pretty his range.
Yeah, and then just sort of make sure we're guarding the portal as well. So I guess that looks like a pretty good meat shield. I mean, a good ally position.
Okay. Which one of your characters has the lowest ego defense score, do you think?
Laura. Her defense is 10. It's a 0 ego.
So as they're getting into these defensive positions or these attack positions, however you want to portray it, Laura will be getting ready, her claws will be out, and then the sides of her vision is going to go a little white for a second, and then she's going to look over her shoulder, start looking around, and then she's going to notice that the entire place has kind of been whited out a little bit. It's been covered in a light gray fog, and this thin layer of gray ash has started to cover the entire area, as if it just snowed ash. You woke up one morning and the entire place was with a thin layer, completely covered the area. Bob, Headpool, Hawkeye, nowhere to be seen. It's deadly quiet, silent. She's looking around. No footprints, no nothing in this ash that has fallen. And as she's standing there taking these new surroundings, she feels this breath just on the back of her neck, as if someone was tickling the back of her hairs. What would she do?
Laura would quickly turn around, claws out, and she'd probably try to hopefully rely on her heightened senses to try to figure out what's going on.
Yeah. She turns around. Nobody's there.
Yeah. Nobody's there.
Nobody's there.
Okay. She get anything with her heightened senses?
Nothing. She's picking up nothing. She hears nothing, smells nothing. And as she turns back around to where she was standing previously, right nose to nose is the visage of Scarlet Witch. Her hair kind of floating out from the side of her head as if she was submerged into water. Her eyes, blank at first, milky white, start to glow a red. And her zombified face, her melted skin almost, her jaw kind of hanging off to the side a little bit as she kind of cocks her head and kind of observes Laura for the tasty snack that she is. The Scarlet Witch drops her jaw lower and lets out a bellowing scream. Ah! Right in Laura's face. Right in Laura's face. And as this scream snaps her back to reality, she's back to where she was before. No ash, no nothing like that. It's the world that she just left behind. Bob and everyone's still in position. Hawkeye's getting up on top of that SUV. Laura will now see Scarlet Witch kind of floating, hovering right here on top of the Oscorp truck.
Oh, crap.
And that scream that Laura heard in her head is now echoed by the Scarlet Witch. But this scream is not really a scream of agony or scream of pain. It's more like someone ringing a dinner bell. And in comes this angry zombie horde of hungry, decaying humans. Nom 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 nom. So as these zombies start to approach, running from the back of the pack, kind of leaping over the front of them, and landing in the superhero pose, is a zombie version of Colonial America. And he kind of looks out to see you three standing there, shield in position right in front of him, kind of licks his lips with his sandpapery tongue, whatever lips that he has left, and he says, I could chew this all day. And I think at that point right there, we are going to roll initiative. Scarlet Witch is coming in with the defenses already set, just like Captain's coming with the shield power already activated and concentrated on. Scarlet Witch has her own shielding kind of powers. It's called Protection Hex. The character produces a hex to help protect them. Make an ego check. The result is now the character's defense against any attack.
Right.
If the result isn't as high as the character would like, they can end the hex and try again later. Fantastic success. The hex also grants a health damage reduction of 1. So I want to roll this in front of you so you know what her defense is.
And this is like all defenses, like every single, like logic, ego, vigilance, every single
defense.
thing.
For the time being, she's concentrating.
We're hoping for a bullcrap roll. That's not a bullcrap roll.
And he rolls a marble. Oh, this sucks for you. All her defenses right now are 23, and she has damage reduction 1. Okay, so with initiative rolled.
Boy, oh boy.
And Scarlet Witch still being scarily impressive, she got a marble on her initiative roll, so she will be in the bonus rounds. Scarlet Witch is going to keep the defenses on high, and she's going to cast the spell Images of Icon. Basically, she's going to cast a spell that's going to make 5 duplicates of her emerge from where she's standing now. So to represent that, I'm going to drop down these 5 tokens here. It's going to be like a little mini game. So one token's going to go space in front of her, and they can move up to 2
What's the
spaces
range?
to the
Like, can they
side.
just pop down wherever they want?
No, within 2 ranges of...
Or 2 spaces?
2 spaces, sorry. 2 spaces of where she ranges.
So there's 5 images of Wanda.
5 images of Wanda, yes. And the real Wanda has changed into one of these 5 spaces. She's now either one of these tokens, or she stayed still to be this one right here.
Right. So we don't know.
So we don't know. Now, any attack that hits them, especially ones that are go boom, boom, explode, exploding, or even in the area, will reveal that, whether she was there or she wasn't there. But she feels like she's in a good position there, so she's going to stand still, and that will be what she does on the bonus round.
Okay.
Going to the
Scary.
top of the round then, Scarlet Witch is still at the highest initiative roll of 23. So this time around, she is going to do a jinx. She sees Laura kind of charging up the field here first, so character makes an ego check against the ego defense. If successful, the character has trouble on all actions. Is Night Nurse hanging out with Laura, or is she with Hawkeye?
Given the option, I would have gotten her back to Hawkeye.
Okay, so we're gonna put a little jinx on Laura, potentially. Yeah, as much we can do about that. We rolled a 15 plus an 8, so that's like a 23.
Okay, hold on, let me check. Yeah, it's a 10.
Okay,
So
Laura's gonna have trouble on all her actions. Until Scarlet Witch stops concentrating, yeah, she's gonna have trouble on her actions. And
that's a problem.
she's still gonna stand where she is, she's not gonna move. Okay, so that brings us to Colonial America. So Colonial America, he's going to actually put his shield just right in front of him and kind of charge right towards the action is. I don't think he's going to see this bomb, this landmine, So he's kind of aiming right for this edge over here. So he's actually going to cross over this landmine as he's charging forward, shield in front of him. And as he steps on this landmine, it's going to go off. Do you want to roll a die for me? Let's roll we got to see how much damage this thing's doing. So it's a Marvel die times 4. 2.
Wow, dice have gone cold.
With his damage reduction, that actually would reduce that to a times 1. So 2 times 1 is 2. So 2 points of damage as that bomb goes up.
He just sort of threw a shield on it.
Yeah, pretty much. He's going 1, 2. I'd say this guy probably eats it as well too. It's 2 times 4. So he gets hit by the blast 2 and sucks out 8 damage as well.
Yeah, he did nothing.
You know what? I'd say he's probably already damaged and injured from just being zombified, so I'll round that up to a nice 10. We'll take him off the board. So Captain America will move his 5 paces to get up to this position right here, and he's going to hurl his shield at Laura Kinney. Her shield bash. So with the new way that they're doing shield bearer powers, when this shield leaves his grip, it's not going to come back to him until the start of his turn. So he is going to lose his damage reduction that his shield provides him, while the shield is being hurled out there and kind of bouncing off.
So it doesn't come back
targets.
instantaneously?
It doesn't come back instantaneously anymore. It's not going to come back until the start of the next turn. Still going for the shield bash. Rolls a 6 on the model die. What's Laura Kinney's agility defense?
16.
Yeah, that will get over the defense.
She's going to have to... Can't take that kind of hit. It's a 6 times like a lot.
Yeah, it's a 6 times 6, but with the modifier reduction, it would be a 6 times 5.
Yeah, she'll burn a karma already.
Okay.
Gonna make that reroll. That's 6.
Reroll that 6 to a 4.
Well,
so that damage, that agility attack modifier drops to a 5. 5 times 4 is 20 plus 5, so that's 25 points of damage. And that brings us to Hawkeye.
zombies. How far was Cap?
10 to 12 spaces away from him.
All right, he's in archer range.
Yeah. Because you have the height advantage, so yeah, he doesn't get any cover from those barricades.
He's not benefiting from the shield defense right now.
Nope.
So we've got a
slowly coming back to
fairly
him.
decent shot. Yes, you got to take your opportunities when you got them. Here we go.
There we go.
So I was thinking, because I got the edge from the hand.
Yep.
It's helping him out. I was going to use a headshot.
Okay.
So that would negate the trouble.
Sure.
And then I'm fucking using combat trickery.
Okay.
Trick or treat, motherfucker!
How is Night Nurse helping you with this?
So she's just powering up her gauntlet and then just giving a focused beam right behind the arrow just to give her that extra power.
Okay. Yeah, sounds good.
Shoot it right out of the heat.
All right.
Yeah.
So his agility defense is 15. So I think you made it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta try to do something to get this guy out of the way.
Okay. And there's no damage reduction while the shield's gone.
Yay!
So what kind of damage are we looking at here?
It's a 6 times 6, which is 36.
Yeah.
Plus 6, which is 42.
Okay.
Triple.
Because
it's the headshot.
Ah, Jesus Christ. So what's that tripled? 126?
Something like that, yeah.
Jeez. Okay, so throwing your shield, bad idea. For future reference. 126 damage for a headshot. Well, when you're attacking zombies,
You go for the headshot.
go for the headshot.
I
yeah.
keep telling you, go for the headshot.
That
Well, I had to burn my combat trickery.
is enough. To decapitate Colonel America.
Well,
Zombie Colonel America is now headless. His brain matter is splattered all across the back of this white vehicle. Just spreads everywhere. It gets a little bit onto Laura's shoes there. And that is one zombie down. Jeez. He's right.
headshot.
Damn. Okay.
All right. Well, that's my combat trickery burn.
Okay. So, right, you have some movement.
Okay, so what do we see on the battlefield? He just sees a horde, and then we've got multiple Wandas. And I'm looking over at the portal, and it's still whirling up.
Warming up, yeah. This is turn 1, so we still got, it won't be active until turn 4.
I mean, I guess I could try to get behind the vehicle for cover. So I guess we'll try to apply that. If we could just sort of like slide down the rear end of it and just sort of get ready for cover.
Okay. So that you won't have eyes on anything, so you have to like maybe jump back up if you want to shoot again. But yeah, you'll definitely have cover back here from the knee.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to get some cover right now.
Yeah, sure. You can be ducking down. Sure, we'll give you cover for that. So that brings us to Laura Kinney Wolverine.
Okay, and she's still suffering from a jinx. She's got trouble on it.
So yeah, all her action checks are now going to be with trouble. Yeah.
What does she see? She sees a hordes of zombies, but she also has a barrier in front of her.
Yeah. She does have zip line if she wants to get.
Well, she doesn't want a
barrier. She also does see a shield kind of go ting, 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 and just land right in front of a decapitated body of Colonial America.
She just got bashed with. I don't think there's anything she could do against Wanda at this point in time, but without rushing into a horde of zombies. I mean, so if we take a shot at Wanda, it's a 1 in 5 chance of trying to hit something. Does something vanish?
Yeah.
Like if we hit the wrong target.
If you hit the wrong target,
that sort of
vanish away. Yeah. Sort of just eliminated. Yeah.
She gets to take the shield and throw that.
If she wanted to.
She have to move.
But it won't come back for her.
No. She could just sort of move up to the stanchion there.
Where?
Pick up
here.
Yeah. Where would she pick up the shield?
Oh, over here.
Enough movement to sort of pick up the shield, toss it, and then step back a few.
Yeah. She can move up. Well, she can move. That's about 4. Well,
she doesn't have to get right on top of the shield.
Yeah. So
no, it's an action to pick something up, isn't it?
It only if it was disarmed. I'd call this a free action. She wants to quickly scoop that up, throw it like a frisbee.
Yeah.
All right, cool. She does that, throws it like a frisbee, and tries to throw it over here at the horde and try to get.
Well, she's trying to hit one of those Wandas, I guess. I mean,
sure.
I don't have much to do here with the melee combatant without anyone in melee, but there's nobody within melee range.
Okay, that's a good idea. So she picks up the Captain America shield and just chucks it at one.
She's trying to hit one of those things, or maybe line it up.
One are you aiming for? Are you aiming for green, orange, blue, purple, or mauve?
Whatever the closest one is, I suppose.
Oh, great, so green. So give me an agility attack.
With trouble.
With trouble. Now, target number is technically 23. I've written down where she is.
Okay. So you secretly
written it down. Yeah.
Another 6. Let's go. So we're 13.
Oh, yeah. Okay, definitely. The shot definitely goes wide. So she's aiming here at orange, but it ends up going right through the visage of Wanda. That was green. And the green one disappears. And then shield bounces off the Oscorp truck and just kind of drops to the ground. So one image of Wanda inadvertently has been taken out by a misthrow.
Okay.
That accidentally went through a different one.
I'll take it. One less Wanda to worry about.
Okay.
She would like to move back a little bit.
Yes.
If she's any more movement. Or any way to get cover, I guess cover or anything? I don't think there's any cover.
Unless she stays close to the barriers. That gives us head pool. Head pool is going to be nice and simple about this. He's going to do battle plan. So we get to choose characters within earshot up to our vigilance. 2 out of 3. So he'll go, so he'll give Laura
that'd be good.
inspiration to negate the hex there a little bit.
Okay.
So he'll shout over to Laura, "Hey, snick snack!" And he'll do his best Captain America impression. He doesn't have the hands to point. It'll be like what he did with Hulk during the first Avengers movie when they're fighting the alien invasion. So he'll mentally be pointing at her and say, "Stab!" and give her inspiration. So Headpool's going to give inspiration to Bob, and Headpool's going to be looking up at him and say, "Bob, it's time, big boy." "Really? I'm ready?" "That's right. You've waited long enough." "So, thank you, Mr. Headpool." And kind of reaches back into the rucksack and kind of pulls out one gold-plated Desert Eagle, holsters it, and then pulls out one adamantium-plated katana and holds it in his offhand and gets ready to attack. But he still has his rocket launcher on his shoulder, and he's getting ready to fire this thing off. So on Bob's turn, Bob being super inspired by Headpool's words of encouragement, giving him Headpool's classic weapons that Bob finally gets to use for the first time ever. But he's still got a rocket ready to rock inside this bazooka. And he's kind of looking around, almost hesitating, like he's got a little analysis paralysis, like, who should I shoot at? Should I shoot at the witch lady or take out the horde of zombies charging at us? So who do you think Bob should launch a rocket at?
I'm not overly worried about the zombies. I'm mostly worried about the screaming banshee on top of let's just call it an oil tanker.
Kaboom! Yeah. that could be some flammable stuff in there. Yeah, that's good thinking. Bob takes a shot at.
But this is like
Scarlet
an area
Witch
of effect, right? So hopefully at least maybe get some of the.
and he tries to hit a 23.
Come on, Bob. If anyone can do it, it's you.
He's got inspiration.
Let's roll that.
He's gonna roll that marble die and back into a 3.
Well,
So he doesn't quite get close enough. He only got like a 15. So as the rocket leaves the rocket launcher, starts heading towards Scarlet Witch. It looks like it's gonna hit. Looks like it's gonna hit. It veers. Reduction goes down and explodes into this Oscorp truck. It sets off a huge explosion. All things
Hells yes.
around her. And I'd say it'll give a little fuel to the fire if the Oscorp truck actually blows up as well too. So instantly these images of Icon are taken in the blast. And the orange one was actually where she was hanging out. So Laura had the right idea to throw at the orange one, but she ended up missing and hitting someone else. This thing just explodes. Poor Scarlet Witch, caught in the blast, can take a little bit of damage as well too. So that's ×5 on a rocket.
Oh, nice.
And we only got a 3 in the marble die. So, but she does have damage reduction, so it'd be 3 times 4. So that'd be 12. So 12 points of damage will go on to Scarlet Witch. I think she'd still kind of be floating when the dust and the smoke and the explosion kind of clears. You're going to see only one image of Scarlet Witch, but she's still kind of floating there. Her hair kind of sprayed out to the side, her cape flapping. She almost seems unfazed by that explosion. And now the zombie horde will move en masse and approach. It's got a little more room to move here. So these guys are going to start moving up. They're going to trigger off these bombs here. So they start moving up. They're all going to move their full spaces, but let's see how many bombs go off here. So you want to roll me a marble die. ×4 for this one. I'll do just a marble die. We're going to do these guys on the right side. So ×4 for this one. So 3. 3 times 4 is,
well,
more than 10.
Yeah.
They're all exploded, taken out in the blast.
Nice.
And roll again for these 3 guys here.
3.
All right.
12.
This one, yeah, will be hit by the shrapnel blast.
All right, okay.
Body parts just fly everywhere. But I did say a horde, so that was just the first wave.
Great.
That's the end of the first round. At the top of the second round, these really dark clouds start to move in really quickly. This roll of thunder.
No.
The flashes of lightning skitter through the sky. And this one massive crack of thunder brings this loudest thunderclap you've ever heard. Your ears start ringing, you feel it in your bones and your teeth, and everything is rattling, riding down like on a streak of lightning.
Why?
Is Thor, Odin's son.
Not Frog?
The loudest crack of thunder you've ever heard just went off in your eardrums.
So even Thor's a zombie? How does that happen?
Thor, unfortunately, is a zombie. Does anybody have a resilience defense higher than 17? No. Okay, so unfortunately, even with Hawkeye's hearing aids, they just kind of flitzing and kind of go out and probably snap and pop in his ears. So all the players, unfortunately, right now have been deafened by Thor's thunderous entrance. Any powers the character concentrating that require earshot are immediately ended, and they have trouble on all action checks that require hearing. I don't think inspiration or anything that people are going to be able to hear in earshot are actually going to work. How long does it last for? So until the start of Thor's next turn. So yeah, all the characters right now are deafened. Scarlet Witch will be first at the top of this round. We are now in round 2.
Wait, so,
not really
Laura is not inspired anymore? Or did she get the inspiration? It's not a concentration spell. She was inspired.
No, she heard yeah, she was inspired before, yeah. Yeah, she's still inspired.
She still has some inspiration.
Scarlet Witch, being ticked off at Bob, hitting with that, she's going to actually stop concentrating on Jinx on Laura Kinney.
Oh, thank you.
Wolverine. And Jinx Bob.
No!
And now Bob is going to have trouble on attacks, but I rolled a marvel.
No, of course
on
he
that,
did.
so he will not be able to enjoy fantastic successes at this time.
But that's all he has left to live for.
Okay, so it is now Hawkeye's turn.
So he's got ringing in his ears from that deafening blast. So everyone's deaf. So but now he sees the god of thunder making a, like, why? He just shoots sticks with string. Sure. Yeah. This is happening now. All right. He can't shoot Wanda. We know that. Okay, he's got the grenade. Is there any more zombies around?
That's a good point. Just before Wanda had her turn, actually, zombies will be starting to approach on the back line here. So just behind Wanda, there will be another horde of zombies that just moved in. Okay. They're going to move at the end of the round.
Where Thor is standing, I'm aware of where some grenades are buried, like the yellow dots on the ground.
Yeah. The yellow tokens are trip lines full of grenades.
Oh.
So if you trip the line, the grenades are going to go off.
But it's only a +2.
Yeah, that's what it tends to. Yeah. In order for you to get a good beat on Thor, you have to jump up.
Oh yeah.
Again on top of
we take a little step up there.
Okay. Step up
so
here.
back up onto the.
Climb up
there, and we're just going to shake our head, clear the ring, hopefully. Okay, I'm just the guy that shoots arrows at aliens for a living. This is just a Thursday. Just try to give himself inspiration.
Sure.
He'll go into his quiver. Yeah, the best arrow we've got is to try to paralyze somebody, right? So let's try to get back to the cryogenic one, and we'll take a beat at Thor.
Okay.
We'll
5 focus for switching that one.
Yeah.
Just back to that one. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're assuming that you only
Spray
have
and
2
pray.
different types of arrows. Otherwise, it will cost your movement.
Yeah, otherwise
or a reaction.
Or a reaction. Yeah.
The stun one and the card.
Someone in the cryogenic one. Yeah, it's probably the only 2 I'd ever plan on using.
Okay. So shot at Thor is agility defense. I'm sure you love to hear is only a 13.
All right. Well, we're going to use the
Nightmares?
the edge. Yeah.
Yeah, the edge. So 3.
18. We got 18.
Okay, easily hits him. Yeah, so the arrow flies true.
Yeah, but it doesn't do anything. What's his damage reduction? Like 3?
No, 2. That brings your multiplier down to a 4, right?
Yeah.
4 times 3, 12.
Plus 6, 18.
18 damage, that's something.
And it doesn't do a damn thing. Just makes him angry. He's just like dazed, and he's just doing what he can. He'll just put a stinging arrow right into the god of thunder, and he's just like...
He goes into his shoulder. Thor doesn't even flinch, doesn't even feel it.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, crap. Yeah, it didn't go off.
Slip down behind for a moment.
So she's like, was never here.
Yeah. I'll say, yeah, that thundercrack happened as Thor entered. So at the start of his turn now, we'll say that the ringing in all your ears at the top of Thor's turn dissipates. So everyone can go back to hearing again. Like there's still a bit of ringing there, but at least now the muffled like, it's actually turning into words of hungry, must eat. As Thor raises Mjolnir into the sky, and more lightning bolts strike down and hit his hammer, lighting up. He says, "By Odin's undead beards, I am still hungry." And with the charged lightning that's surging through Mjolnir right now, you raise it back to the sky and then rain it back down and cast Elemental Barrage.
That's fun.
15 focus. Plus 5 to his ego attack here. I didn't want that marble.
Karma.
You don't want to spend a karma.
Oh, hell fuck yeah.
It's going to hit everybody. So Laura and Hawkeye are able to spend a karma to change the result of this marble if they wanted to.
Yeah, Hawkeye will spend it.
Okay.
Laura's only got 1 left.
Oh, 5. Change from marble to a 5. An ego check compared to the resilience defense of everyone else. So we're looking at a 10. 15. So does anybody have a resilience defense of 15?
Oh, I thought you said it was a modifier of 10. No. 13 on Clint and a 13 on Laura.
Okay, same with the other guys there too. Okay, so this attack is going to hit, but it's half damage. The damage is going to be spread around. It's a modifier of 6. 6 times 5 is 30, plus 5, 35. So we'll call it 17. Everybody is going to take 17 points of lightning damage as Thor just makes it rain.
Ouch.
And he will use Mjolnir's help to kind of fly him up.
Oh boy.
Land right here beside Laura. That is Thor's turn. That brings us to Laura herself, who still has an edge from being inspired by Headpool from the previous round.
Well, that's nice. And she's no longer jinxed.
She's no longer jinxed, no.
Hit and run. And she'll just sort of like not be standing by him.
Okay, let's go. Let's do it.
That gives an edge. All right, let's do this. Oh my god. So hit and run gives an edge, and then I get inspiration for melee.
Target number is 17, the God of Thunder.
Well, okay, so that's 10, 11 plus 6 is
17.
17.
Just get it, yeah.
All right.
Damage reduction of -2.
Okay, so that'll bring it down to a 2 times 6 is 12. This is 18. 18 points of pokey damage.
10 points of stabby damage goes into the
Yeah,
guy.
great.
Thunder. And then she gets to dash back.
No, she get cover from anything? She tucks back
She
there?
can tuck back. Here it is. This car here. It'll say she's tucked behind the car. That'll be Laura Kinney, Wolverine's turn. That will bring us to Headpool. Now the ringing also clears out of Headpool's ears. It's like,
Days of thunder that hurt.
so once he clears the ringing out of his head, he's gonna look over at Hawkeye. He's gonna yell out,
Hey, purple people shooter. Time to go all evil dead on their asses and shoot them full of your boomsticks.
I'll bring the thunder.
sounds good. So Headpool will then use combat support. It's once per scene. And that means once per battle, the character chooses an ally with an earshot. Your hearing aids actually click back in and start working again. So you automatically roll 1 on the marble die.
Ooh,
And that die cannot be affected by trouble.
All right. Let's hope we can do
As
this.
long as you do that before Headpool's next turn. So that is Headpool because he can't move. But it does bring us to Mr. Bob.
What's he gonna do?
So seeing these zombies march up and come forward here, taking some narrative license here. They're all trying to march forward and they're all reaching the lines here. And just before some of these grenades go off, Bob kind of drops his rocket launcher here to the ground, pulls out his other adamantium katana, and kind of says, "Don't worry, Headpool. Sir, I've got this. I'm gonna keep my stick on the ice." And he runs towards these hordes of zombies over here and pulls out his katana and just starts elegantly slicing and dicing, taking off arms, stabbing right in the chest. It's like a dance, a ballet dance, and just elegantly slicing and chopping, and gore and blood is flying everywhere. Teeth and sinew and fingernails and fingers are just flying up into the air as he's just pirouetting and kind of almost blendering these zombies
Go Bob.
completely in half, as the other half actually trip over these explosives that he set up here and blows off the grenades. Bob is protected by the barrier here, so he's not hit by the shrapnel. But we're going to take down these guys here. This horde's going to fall, and this horde's going to fall. And as they're
Bob's
falling,
taking-
he's looking back to Mr. Headpool and he's giving him a big smile with his sword. And he's just like, "Yeah, right, yeah." And as he's so excited and so happy, with a big smile on his face, he doesn't see that up in the sky, although the clouds have cleared a little bit from when the storm clouds came in. They've turned a lighter gray. But inside that light gray is a shadow that starts to get bigger, bigger, bigger. And he hears this roar, like,
Hulk! Hangry!
Oh, come on!
Down comes the mean green machine himself, and Bob, along with the bones of the other zombies in this area, have now been completely smushed to paste as Bob is grinded under the giant feet of Hulk. Zombie Hulk.
Die? He's got plot armor.
Headpool is literally beside himself. He says,
Bob! All right, you jolly green jerk off! You're about to find out how much bite this little snack still has left. Cause I'm gonna light this crypt up with some motherfucking arcane dynamite!
and Headpool kind of rolls over to where Bob's rucksack was dropped onto the ground. He kind of tongues inside the pocket there with his tongue. He just kind of lips over another latch and kind of lips out this golf ball sized orb. And inside this glass orb, you can kind of see fire and brimstone swirling in a torrent. And he looks over to Hawkeye and says,
All right, Katniss. I want you to fire me right at Swamp Thing's dick over there. Cause Grandma's going down and she's leaving her teeth in.
and he kind of pushes the golf ball, this swirling inferno golf ball, in his mouth, and says,
Load me into Bob's rocket launcher.
What?
hinting at the fact that
All right.
Deadpool wants his vengeance. He's now got this swirling fireball in his mouth and has asked Hawkeye to launch him in the rocket launcher towards the big green machine.
Great.
We are top of round 3. Scarlet Witch is going to float a little bit ever closer. And seeing who's on the field here, she's going to look over at Hulk with a resigned sigh. She's like, this guy's here. Hulk seems to be kind of the alpha hunter around here. Whenever Hulk shows up, it's kind of like
he doesn't want to share.
He gets the pickings first. What Scarlet Witch is actually going to do is she's going to try to slow him down, and she's actually going to put crimson bands of Sidorak around the Hulk. She's just going to try to.
Interesting. She's like try to bind the Hulk.
Bind the Hulk. It's like she's been here first. She wants this for herself. She doesn't want Hulk to take all the yummy morsels for himself. So he's going to try to band him up in the crimson bands of Sidorak. So we're going to roll this one. Ugh, I go for it. That's a 20. Against his melee defense. Yeah, that makes it. So Hulk instantly started to get wrapped up in these red bands. He's like, oh, Hulk know what? Napkins! And he just tries to break it with a reaction before it takes his hold. He's getting wrapped up with these red bands.
Oh, calls them napkins.
Let's see.
But you're
12. Yeah, that's going to break it. Yeah. So she attempts to, but nothing slows down the Hulk. So burning his reaction, he smashes the almost unbreakable crimson bands of Sidorak as if it was nothing.
Oh, great.
Scarlet will use the rest of her move to kind of back up a little bit.
Just slowly inch.
That didn't work.
Away.
Yeah. That brings us to Hulk's turn because he got an 18 on his initiative, which just beat out Hawkeye. So Hulk will be stomping forward and say, Hulk eats first. And when he gets here, he's going to backhand Thor and send him easily flying right through this building here and back out the other end.
Oh, okay. This is a narrative thing.
More of a narrative thing, yeah. But he spends his action doing that and starts staring you guys down and start drooling a little bit. And he is ready for snack time.
Okay.
So that will be Hulk. Now Hawkeye.
Go team street meat.
Hawkeye going to pick up his offer to load.
I'm hoping it's some sort of MacGuffin friggin' fireball loaded into a merc with a mouth that I'm going to stuff into a rocket launcher.
Yep.
Which I'm going to presume Hawkeye is more than efficient with using.
Yes, it's got special narrative powers that are, almost anybody can use this thing, and it won't blow up heads when they get fired out of the front of the barrel.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Wow, who would have designed that kind of tech?
Hydra, man.
So Hawkeye is just going to be looking at the Hulk, just a zombie freaking Hulk, raging down on them. And it's like, of course they have a Hulk. Of course this place has a Hulk. He's just going to look at Deadpool's lying on the ground there with a orb in his mouth.
Yeah.
Bleeding in his eyes, apparently, of just like...
Yeah, fire me. Let's do this.
And he'll be like, fuck it. And he'll just stow his bow and go pick up the rocket launcher, shove ahead.
Awesome. I see him as he's going
And make him dead.
Towards this rocket launcher here right in front of where Bob dropped it right here. He's kind of like in slow motion, kind of drop down to his knees and slide a little bit on the ground as he swoops it up in one smooth movement, cram head pull into the muzzle of it all, and get ready to fire. Now, he does automatically get a marble on this one.
What are we hitting for melee?
And he does also have an edge because of the hand.
Sure. Yeah, that's still hanging around.
Yeah, because of Night Nurse. Yeah. His agility defense is actually only 12. So he's a nice, easy target.
Well, it's a rocket launcher.
Yeah. Well, automatically gets a marvel anyway.
Here we
Automatically
go.
get a marvel. You get a marvel, you roll it naturally. Yeah, I'd say definitely you got an edge. So let's roll that other 6, and I hope we get...
Convert.
This would be so nice.
Convert.
This would be so nice.
Any other edges?
Spend a karma?
Yeah.
You want to spend a karma on this?
Why not? Let's fucking end it. Come on, give it to me.
Come on.
Convert.
No, back to a 3 again.
All right, well,
Still an amazing hit on a marble. Okay. So as Hawkeye launches Headpool out of the front end of that rocket launcher, as he's slowly moving towards this Hulk, he crunches down on the orb that's inside of his mouth. And as soon as he does so, this inferno engulfs his skull completely.
Now I'm the flaming skull of vengeance. Suck it, various different Ghost Riders.
As he's flying towards the Hulk's chest.
Suck on these D6s, you motherfucker!
And this massive inferno of a fireball explodes as soon as it makes impact against the Hulk's chest. That's a multiplier of times 10, but Hulk does have damage reduction of a -2.
Is this using
So
my agility?
It'd be you Marvel die.
Yeah.
Times 8. So it'd be 6 times 8. Because it's a projectile.
It's a projectile. Got it.
Yeah. So what's 6 times 8? You do the math.
Mathing. Hold on. 42. 48.
Okay.
48
48 damage times 2.
plus 96.
96.
Wow. Don't make me do
96
math.
points of damage just fly right into the
Oh,
Hulk's
Deadpool
tum-tum.
damage.
Dead head damage. Dead head pool damage. Flaming skull damage. And as this inferno, the heat just from this blast, it starts almost blistering the skin of Laura and Hawkeye as they blast. They almost can't look at it, it's just so hot. It feels like they almost press their faces up against the burner of an oven. So blistering is this blast. Through the inferno, you just hear a stomp, stomp, stomp. And you can see the Hulk is really singed and burned, and part of his skin is still on fire. But if it's bothering him, he doesn't seem to be acknowledging it. His hair is going to be all kind of burnt and crisp and almost completely burnt off, as well as his purple trousers. They come completely incinerated. So Hulk, in all his glory, starts stomping forward. Pom, pom, pom. Got this almost like baby swinging between his legs there. Oh,
I don't need an image. Thank you.
Laura, look away. That's not how they normally look. And it's just kind of like dangling, hanging there. It's just almost completely rotted off. But yeah, that's the state we're left in after Deadpool's noble sacrifice. He is ablaze right now, but because of his damage reduction, you won't really be feeling the impact of that. That's Hawkeye's turn, so Wolverine's up now. Lord Kinney.
What's Snicksnack gonna do? I mean, is he looking hurt? He doesn't seem to care.
He doesn't seem to be phased by any of this. There's a bigger chunk of his stomach probably got taken out, but other than taking out some of his hair in his pants, still charging at it.
What's our machine looking like? It's charged up. It's
almost fully charged.
there.
It's almost ready to go off again. Yeah,
Just got left.
one more round to go.
What do we got left? So what can we do? Maybe she could say something about Hulk. I don't know if this isn't her thing, but she'd be like, Wanda was here first. She gets first dibs. Maybe you should go talk with her about that.
Hulk get first dibs. Hulk eat first, always.
Well, I'm sorry, but Wanda was here first. It would be impolite not to let her have first snack.
Hulk not polite.
Well, you go take that up with Wanda.
No. Smash you. Eat you.
It's one track mind. Then.
It's not working, is it?
I mean, if you really want to spend your time on
No.
you can try.
All right. I guess she'll try another hit and run. That'll be the way to get an edge on it.
Let's
She's
do
gonna run in. She's gonna get hit and run.
Okay.
She's gonna try that with the edge.
Okay.
Let's see if we can do it.
Charging.
Oh.
Hello,
okay.
Marvel.
Hold on.
Charging, right?
She's charging in. Yeah, hit and run.
Want to spend a karma?
How many times are you gonna give me a
So
6 to
close
1
to
and never convert?
So close to an ultimate. Come on, spend a karma. Do it.
That's it. That's all she's got.
Do it.
Yes! Ultimate fantastic!
Finally on
How about your
attack.
go?
So let's do some massive damage here. So for your ultimate, fantastic success here.
Sure.
I'm gonna negate the damage reduction on this attack. So what is the pure damage?
We've got 6 times 4 plus 6 is 30. So we'll double that.
Yeah.
And he's bleeding. 60 damage. And because that was a Marvel, we are going to then use Exploit.
Awesome.
And that means she's going to be able to take another attack at him.
Yes. So this first attack kind of comes in hard. Multiple slashes, multiple cuts, multiple jabs, multiple stabs.
Yep.
Above the belt, below the belt, everywhere.
Everywhere. No,
With
she's
kicks,
staying.
slashes.
She's keeping away from that.
Okay. Staying up high.
Yeah,
Probably climbing up to
absolutely.
the top of him, just kind of getting on top of him, just stabbing down on the back of his neck.
Taking whatever chunks she can. Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, so now she's going to convert that into an exploit, right? So
Yes.
She's got 2 reactions.
Okay.
So that's 1 reaction.
Yes.
I also want to, if possible, can use
Just do
combat
it.
trickery.
Do it.
Let's see what we
Combat
get here.
What's it? And we're actually.
Ooh. Well,
You gotta get an 18 though.
for melee, eh?
For melee, yeah, that's a trick. I will give you an edge on this for the Ultimate Fantastics as well too, because how rare are those? So I'll give you an edge on this attack.
Okay, that might help. So we are currently at 19.
Yeah, that's gonna hit.
Okay, then I want to use my next reaction, and we're going to convert this into use my combat trick and get it into a marvel.
So that's also gonna do double damage.
Yeah.
No damage reduction on this one either.
No, because it's an exploit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's the same damage as was last time?
Yes.
Another 60 damage goes in. He is barely holding himself together. You've almost taken out the Hulk in 2 attacks. He has under 30
Does she
health
have
left.
any more movement because of hit and run? She can move 5 and then
No, she can move 5 and 7, yeah. So she can definitely
she'll just like
So after she's done just chopping and slicing and kicking and just disemboweling this guy almost, there's barely any parts of the left. And he's just furious now with anger. And he's going into a blind berserker rage. But she can,
he's bleeding if that helps.
almost. You need like one more condition to put on to have a little extra damage, yeah.
And he's blazed and
And he's
bleeding.
blazed and he's bleeding, but he's damage reduction 2, so it kind of negates both those things.
All right, yeah, because, well...
Okay, does she want to go back even further, or get behind here, go onto the side over here?
She probably doesn't want to be within, like, smash range of...
There's
but
no range you can't get to that's not within smash range.
I don't know if she would... can she, like, carpour onto the car? And so that way... Like, so she's not standing next to the machine when Hulk goes into range?
Next to the machine? Okay, sorry. So she'll flip back. Yeah, but she's got lots of movement.
Yeah. Let's get back onto the car there, just sort of kind of keep as much distance away from him.
All right, you got so close to taking him out. Hulk is like barely holding himself together. Big chunks of his undead rotten flesh just falling off. It's cutting down to the bone in most places. He's almost like a skeleton version of himself. How much he's taken off. She's like carved his face up. Dude, like skull, eyeballs kind of hanging out half to the side. Like his muscle is almost like just shaved down to nothing. Like this guy is barely holding on. So that would bring us to the top of the final round, round 4. The machine itself seems to be fully powered up now and is about ready to go. You just gotta hit the button and it will teleport.
Hit the button?
People within range.
Okay,
yeah.
okay, so there's a button.
The hell out of here, yeah. So that would bring us back to Scarlet Witch at the top of the round, and seeing that Hulk has just been decimated, barely holding himself together, this might be her chance to finally take him out, and then she will become the alpha. And it's almost a chance that she cannot resist. So she is going to unload on him with her most powerful attack that she can muster, Bolts of Balthrak. She can pump the damage here a little bit more, as much as she can. Okay, so she'll make the attack. It's an ego against his agility defense, which is laughable. I don't think she can miss this. Oh, she got 6 in the marble die too.
Ooh, lovely.
His agility's only 12. So she got 24 to hit. Yeah, definitely hits. So she unleashes bolts of Balthrak into the back of the Hulk. Bolts of Balthrak right into the balls of the Hulk. And just fries the guy crispy. More than Hulk had left. Hulk only had, he had less than 30 health. 24 health. So that is enough to drive Hulk to the ground into a cindering ash. For now. And as she does so, there's the zombie horde just starts rushing up behind her. Just, if they could salivate, they would be. But their arms are outstretched and they're just hungry for the meat. While she just kind of looks over at you guys and doesn't so much smile when she looks over at you, but she's just kind of like licks her lips and like knowing that she's now the alpha, there's no one stronger, no one can take her. You guys are hers now. She's going to go in for it. So she just kind of floats a little bit closer as well too. Elegant.
She's down now. We win.
But that brings us to, with Hulk down, Hawkeye. All you need to do is hit that button and it will transport you and Laura out of here.
Okay, activating it is an action or free action? Like,
I'll have to say that you have to make a logic check to figure out to hit the dials correctly in the right order in order to get this thing out of here. The cat managed to do it just randomly, so I'm thinking you should be able to make it, no problem. But it will take like a logic check, yeah. It's going to be low. It's only going to be a target number of 10. As you know from before, as it ported you here, it's kind of like an area effect. So all you need to be have everyone close to it, and it's going to port anybody who's close to it with the machine. So one person can hit the button, but as long as everyone who they want to be teleported with the machine and just needs to be within at least 2 spaces of it.
yeah, well, I've got this exploding arrow that I wanted
Sure.
to use my quiver with. But Hawkeye will take position in front of the teleporter.
Okay.
And he's going to take that. He's thinking, this one's for Bob. And I can't believe I'm saying this, but for head pull. And he pulls the pin out of the grenade.
Nice.
And well, I guess we can try to hit the rest of the zombies.
So we're gonna launch it at the zombies back here. Yeah, I'll put them just within the 15. Well, you can spaces. Yeah, you can
move back, whatever.
Yeah, move up. Yeah. So yeah, make your shot at the zombies if you want, for sure. Try to take out as many of them as possible. Why not? Kill those undead civilians. Hero Hawkeye.
They're not civilians. They're zombies.
Yeah. And if this doesn't work, they'll be on top of you, right? So go for it. Get some Marvel.
Marvel! Do I get the edge?
Yeah, sure. Take an edge. Damn. So close.
So close.
So as the arrow flies up, it sticks in the ground just before these guys, and like nothing happens. And you're like, really? And then because you got the marble, I'll put a little extra juice and a little extra blast on onto it. Oh, takes them all out. Except for this guy. He got lucky. Huh? So yeah, that blast will just kind of take out all these guys here. Body parts will fly everywhere. And the vast majority of that horde is now gone. And Hawkeye is in position. So that brings us to Laura Kinney, the best Wolverine.
The best Wolverine. The best of what there is.
She's going to charge towards the machine here.
Yeah. She's going to...
console. She's going to have to make a logic check.
Use all
Target number 10. Got the hand there that can help her.
Let's do it.
Oh,
Marvel 6 and...
the edge in.
Yeah, use the edge for the hand.
Yep. Sorry, we just said it.
Yeah!
You get an ultimate fantastic.
That's what's happening, baby. Finally. That's how we're going to end it.
That's awesome. End it on an ultimate fantastic. And you know what? That's going to save you a little bit. Because Hawkeye never actually got the Stark reactor properly installed.
Right.
Unfortunately. But it was very, very close. So this would have randomly taken you to some multiversal dimension. Not this one. You guys are the only ones in range here and are getting teleported out. This is crackles and powers up. But it was just so expertly put in. She actually noticed there was a screw that came loose and so she just tightened real quick and just snapped the wire together and just punched it in the right spot to get the reactor just to slit and fall right into the proper place. So with this ultimate fantastic, you do finally get teleported out of this zombie apocalypse and right back to the AIM facility that you left. Time has passed normally as it did in this world. So several hours had gone by. You finally pop back into this AIM lab. Just outside of this room, there are still some SHIELD agents milling about. They don't see you at this time. You see them through that big glass window because you're back in that room that you started for. The door is closed. And it's just you and Laura.
In the room with the machine?
With the machine as it crackles and smokes and hisses a little bit. Would have got you back home.
I think they're both exhausted. Did the hand hand make
yeah.
it through as well?
And you see crawling up on Hawkeye's shoulders, like the undead animated hand of Night Nurse in the Iron Man gauntlet. Gives you a thumbs up.
Shield's gonna have a field day with this one.
I've explained the difference.
Yeah. Where's that damn cat? I think we're just be concerned about this thing going back into that portal again. We don't want any zombies transporting into this dimension.
Well, they won't be able to because the machine that teleported you went with you, right? So there's nothing left behind, right?
Right. So if there's any way of just actually destroying this thing, I think Laura's just going to be like,
and she's already at work.
F this, right?
Yeah.
Not ever again. I never want to see those fucking balls in my face anymore.
Nightmares upon nightmares to come. One last thing before we check out. Laura has made her fair share of chopping up zombies while she was there, and cutting into and slicing into them, and retracting in claws and dropping her claws, and retracting her claws and popping her claws. And all throughout this, it's been kind of the zombie infection on the claws that she's been chopping people with has been going inside of her body and back out, and inside her body and back out. So this infection has actually gotten inside of Laura Kinney's bloodstream. So I'm going to have you roll me one last check here. A resilience check. We were going to have to up the target number to make it because it's just been sitting and festering in her body. She's been fighting off as long as she could. But you have to give me one more resilience check. Target number 16.
Resilience. So you're telling me that the zombie
Virus.
was on her claws as she's retracting it back into her body?
Yeah. Plus, like all the gore and shit
And-
that it was
and,
splashing out of her. She was stabbing into like all these.
I guess it's sort of affecting her healing. Like, is she aware of this? I guess we don't know.
It hasn't really affected it. She probably was feeling a little bit off, but the adrenaline of combat really, she didn't notice it until this point. Right now, she's starting to feel a little bit off, a little sick, a little vomity. Like her stomach's starting to turn a little bit. So let's have that roll. It's a little below 16, isn't it?
Oh, it's way below.
So unbeknownst to Clint, unbeknownst to Hawkeye, Laura Kinney starts to change. Her skin goes a little more pale, then a little more green, starts to blister and pucker. Her skin starts to split a little bit. Her healing factor completely shuts down, and she feels an unsatiable hunger. What would Laura Kinney say to Hawkeye at this moment?
I don't know. Yeah, but that he's just like, he wouldn't notice this on her though, eh?
He's kind of got his back to her as she's kind of walking towards the door and gonna open it and engage with the shield officers out on the other side of the room. But as he touches the handle of the door, he's like, I could really go for some swarmer right about now. What about you?
She'd be like, I can eat. You bastard.
And that is how we're going to end our adventure into the Marvel Zombie Multiverse. We are so glad you guys stuck it out for this ride. We have so much fun making this content for you. We really hope you do enjoy it. If you do enjoy it, please give us a like, thumbs up, all the good stuff. Share with friends. It really go a long way to helping us in our channel. But until next time, keep rolling those dice.
And unlocking the power of the multiverse.
Happy Halloween, everybody. See you later. I'm hungry. You feeling hungry? I could go for a bite.